Good evening, football fans, and this is Bill O'Connell. Along with me is Tate Stein. We are here at Montague High School for the game between the Montague Wildcats and the North Muskegon Norsemen. So Tate, I know you guys have been having some fun on some podcasts, doing some all-times and stuff like that. But this could be a good matchup tonight with these two teams. Montague coming off of back-to-back losses, tough losses, especially last week at Ludington. And then in North Muskegon kind of riding high with the sophomore quarterback right now. Give me kind of your breakdown of this game. Start with Montague.
No, this is a big game for both teams, especially for Montague coming off those two losses, even against Ludington where they lost it 34-14, and they were favored in that one. So they need this one to bounce back, get things on track. And for North Muskegon, they'd love to capture this one. We actually had James Young, Sam Gallo, and Coach Witham on the Coach's show, CatchMark SportsNet Coach Show, hosted by Cody Cater, if you're not aware of that one. And they talked about the importance that this game has to them, especially with building a winning culture here at North Muskegon. So very big games for both teams.
Yeah, and you know, just talking about James Young, let's go to him first, I guess. And as a sophomore, kind of different kind of style of offense that they're running. He gets 3 plays called to him, and then he basically picks the play at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. Definitely more of a mental game that way for the quarterback. You got to have one that's able to think on his feet, and definitely got to be he's got to have that dexterity too at the quarterback position. And James Young, through his first 5 games, he's averaging about 260 yards in the air 260 yards through the air per game, and he's averaging just about 3 TDs per game and a 71% completion rating.
Wow.
You don't see that too often in the West Michigan Conference or in high school
football. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot. Well, he's got some weapons on the outside. You know, I mean, I'm looking at Carson Moat, number 5, wide receiver, as a senior. He's 6'5". And we got TJ Byard, who's a sophomore as well. And I think probably Young and Byard probably have a pretty good connection since they're the same grade. They've been playing together a long time, so they know what each other is going to do. And then what was the other wide receiver that gets a lot of attention? Is it Ben Myers?
Ben Myers coming out of the backfield usually, but he can line up in the slot too and outside. He's definitely got weapons all over the field, and he's talked about how much of a gracious gift that's been to him, and he's very thankful for all of those weapons that he has.
And looking at North Muskegon walk out when we were down on the field before the game, just they look like dudes. I mean, they got some athletic guys. They're built. Actually, Coach Witham's doing a great job with that program, building that. I mean, he's for a small school that they had, such as North Muskegon is, they have a great opportunity to win the conference this year in their division.
Oh yeah, in conference play, they're undefeated right now, and they're looking to keep building on that record. For the Norsemen, their record right now, they are 4-1, 3-0 in conference play, and they're facing off against a bigger school in the Lakes division as they are in the Rivers division, but they still have more than a chance to take out the W for this game.
Do you know who was their loss to? Was it early on in the season, or?
Ooh, I'd have to check on that one. I'm
not sure who it was either, but I'm assuming it was probably somebody, a non-conference, obviously, opponent, but could be a bigger school like Montague here.
Most likely.
So then looking at Montague last week, 14-0 lead going into halftime, and then kind of just the wheels fell off. Were you there doing the game?
No, I wish I was covering that game, even though it's not the outcome as a Montague fan that you want to see. But they have been dealing with some suspensions recently, some off-the-field distractions, and they continue to tonight.
What do you think the key is for the Wildcats here to maybe just get on track? I mean, another loss, or they might be out of the playoffs. They might miss the playoffs, and that's a rarity here in Montague.
That is a rarity. I mean, this game is definitely one, of course, that you want to win. But Montague tonight, they're going to have to find a way to control defensively the ball, because North Muskegon is one that they're just going to air it out all night. They're going to try and find people inside and outside the numbers. And if Montague isn't able to defend that, either zone or man, it's going to be a long night, and there's going to be a lot of points racked up. And Montague, along with that, they haven't been scoring recently. Against Ludington, they only scored 14 points, and against the Vikings, they only scored 6. So they're going to have to find a way to punch into the end zone if they want any chance against this offense.
So what are you thinking that the keys to victory are tonight for the Wildcats offensively? Obviously, you said that they just need to get some offensive production, some more scoring. But defensively, what do you feel that the Wildcats need to do defensively?
They got to get to the quarterback. If they're not able to get guys in the backfield, then there's no way that they're going to be able to contain this offense, because if James Young is able to sit back in the pocket, scan, and then maybe improvise if he has the ball for long enough, there's no way they're going to be able to stop him. And so they're going to look for guys like Rodney Brassfield, who's coming off a game suspension, and a couple other guys up front. They're going to have to need them to get to James Young early and often.
Absolutely, and I know we're going to have some youngsters out on the corner right there. As one of those suspensions is a senior for the Wildcats, who is Owen Peterson is out tonight, but now we're going to rely on some youth. So what do you think there?
Well, some of that youth and inexperience can lead to some opportunity for the North Muskegon Norsemen. With Owen Peterson out to suspension, you might see some freshmen or sophomores coming in and taking in that spot. And sometimes the inexperience can lead to a couple breakdowns defensively. So you might see some of that tonight. Hopefully not if you're a Wildcats fan or player.
What I'd like to see is for the Wildcats, obviously we'd like to see them air it out a little bit more and throw it down the field. But I think the key for the Wildcats is ball control against the high-powered offense like North Muskegon. I think they need to control the ball, and I think by doing that, they need to run Adam Baird.
Right. North Muskegon Norsemen, they're a team that they can score in a hurry. They can get down the field in less than 2 minutes. They're definitely a team where if they have to use the 2-minute drill, late game situation, they could definitely push the ball. So you want to be able to keep the time possession in your favor if you're playing against the Norsemen.
Absolutely. On the other side of the ball, let's go to the North Muskegon Norsemen here. As they prepare, obviously they have a big game coming up next week. I believe that's Ravenna. Is that correct?
It might be.
I think Ravenna. So that could be a deciding factor here for their conference. Obviously, this game's important to them. They haven't beat Montague very often in the last 22 years. I think that stat was 2 times in the last 22 years, is what we heard on the podcast with Coach Cater. So this would be a huge win for the Norsemen right off the bat here, and then carry that into next week against I think a really good Ravenna Bulldogs team that could decide the Rivers division.
Right, led by Hunter Hogan. That Ravenna team has played very well this season, even ended up beating up on the Montague Wildcats early this season, and Montague was favored in that one too as well, but Ravenna and Hunter Hogan ended up narrowly pulling out that one. That'll be an interesting one to watch.
Absolutely. Just watching these teams, we got here fairly early, and North Muskegon's on the field warming up at about 5:30, just getting their specials in and warming up with no pads. Then go back in the locker room, get ready mentally, come back out full team pads, stretch. All before the Wildcats even walked out on the field to warm up in their specials.
I know. They've been here probably, I want to say, an hour and a half longer than the Wildcats have been on the field, and they've been warming up, like you said, going through their specials, and they look ready. They look like everything is all business tonight.
I would agree. And there's a little celebration over here in the southeast end zone area. Basically not a celebration, but tailgate party for the North Muskegon Norsemen, as they got a pretty good little turnout over there in the NBC parking lot. But yeah, the Norsemen, here we go for the coin toss where the captains are walking out on the field. I think if I'm a Wildcat, I take the ball, start the game, try to see if I can hold the ball. Don't defer till the second half. Like I said, we need ball control offense. We need somebody to step up as a leader on that offense. And if it's Adam Baird or if it's Chase Gowell, somebody to step up and make sure that your guys believe in you and you can go through the process.
Yeah, that's definitely a crucial part to every single team. You got to figure out who your leader is on the team, who's your leaders, plural, on the football field, because if you don't know, everyone's trying to find their place on the field and on the team. So Montague, if they haven't found that identity yet, it's getting a little late in the season for that. Hopefully they have.
Yeah, just got a text from a listener already here, Bill Dark. He says, me and Stein sound great on the feed. He said, John and Cal better watch out. We're coming for them. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one.
Those guys are professionals. And let's get into our sponsors tonight. So our sponsors tonight, as we're talking about North Grove Brewers is our gold sponsor for the night with their streaming the game at their place. If you want a good atmosphere and a great time, it's located in downtown beautiful Montague. North Grove Brewers is a hidden gem of West Michigan craft beer scene. They offer a broad rotating selection of beers and cocktails you won't find anywhere else. And their clubhouse offers fun and welcoming atmosphere where friends are considered family. Their kitchen has a variety of sandwiches, tacos, and other snacks to quench the appetite. And they regularly host a wide range of entertainment, including trivia, live music, and more. They're located at 8735 Water Street in Montague. Open Sunday through Thursday, 8 to noon. Or noon to 8, sorry, and Friday and Saturday, noon to 10, closed on Tuesdays. So, and thank you for your sponsorship, and Bill Dark there too. Hopefully they got the game on there and listening to us and cheering on the Wildcats. Also have the live stream of what's the game of the week this week that John and Cal are doing?
The Whitehall Oak Ridge game at Oak Ridge. Big game, decider. It's basically the game of the year for the conference.
Oh, yeah. So, talking about that, let's get into a little bit of a conference here. I heard you say on the podcast you would like to see North Muskegon Whitehall pair off.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Why would you love to see that?
Well, Whitehall's got a lot of athletes in the defensive back position, but North Muskegon, their passing attack is something that Whitehall really hasn't seen yet, and they haven't had to defend against many teams like that, if not one, which that goes for a lot of teams because, like we talked about in high school, you don't see that too often. So I'm just curious to see how Whitehall's defense would game plan against it and how they would perform against this offense.
Yeah, I would agree. Whitehall, watching that game and listening to that game, I wasn't at it, but I was. We were getting ready to leave the next day, but watching Montague Whitehall, wow, Whitehall has athletes all over the field, and I would agree. I'd love to see that as well. I think that would be a great matchup. Whitehall, North Muskegon. Obviously, they don't play this year because of the new conference structure, but what a good opportunity that would to test a Whitehall to see how good they really are against a team that throws. Because when you get into the playoffs, there's going to be teams that throw a lot. So it's going to test your defensive backs, who I think they have the guys the dudes that are going to step up and stop people. And then B, see if you can get to the quarterback, right? I mean, you have a bunch of big dudes, good, solid run stopping guys, but do you have the athletes to get in the backfield and stop them?
Exactly.
So, and yep, Bill also confirmed down at North Grove Brewers they do have both games going. So if you are interested in going, they are watching both games. Montague here against North Muskegon, and our game of the week, the Oak Ridge Eagles versus Whitehall Vikings. So thank you, Bill. And our other sponsors are Van Dyke Mortgage, FSM Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapy, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Coldwell Banker, Dave Dusenberry. And what's your nickname for Dave here?
You mean the wise and distinguished Dave Dusenberry?
As we met him on the way up to the booth, right?
Of course.
So it looks like we got about 11 minutes to go here before the kickoff, and I don't know when the national anthem will be, but let's talk a little bit more about that Whitehall Oak Ridge game. You've seen Oak Ridge play, correct?
Not live. I have seen them play though.
Yeah. So what do you think that? I mean, obviously Whitehall, we know what they can do. They could score a lot of points. They got a lot of guys. Big line. I mean that line is ginormous for the West Michigan Conference. They got athletes at quarterback. I mean, Kyle Stratton's a great quarterback. What do you think Oak Ridge is going to have to do? Oak Ridge has got a great program. I don't know a ton about Oak Ridge either. They're winning. They always win. They're ground and pound usually. What do you think about that game?
I think that's one where kind of that rivalry and grit kind of comes into play, but you gotta look at it in a kind of a pragmatic view, in which Whitehall, there's not a hole on their team, especially not for a West Michigan Conference team. They got athletes, they got the D-backs, they got the wideouts, and they have so much size up front. I don't know where it all came from and how it all culminated like that, where they got all that size from. So for Oak Ridge, it's probably going to be a similar situation to what we talked about earlier, probably about 5 minutes ago. They're going to want to control the ball, control the ball, keep the time possession in their favor, and not let Whitehall rack up points, because they will. and they have the potential to do that. But they're going to have to continue to rely on their defensive-minded mindset and try to use that grit, ground and pound to try to squeeze out some points.
I agree. I think Oak Ridge is I think it's at Oak Ridge tonight too. I believe if I remember reading that correctly. Who was your pick for that game?
I actually made a score prediction too on our podcast. I had a Whitehall 42-20.
Oh yeah, and what did Scott end up coming with his score prediction? Was that today or yesterday?
Yeah, I believe Scott actually said 42-20 or 42-21, one of the two.
I heard him say he was going to do the Price is Right on you guys.
He thought he was cheeky with that one.
Because you and Ken both kind of had the same number for the score prediction of that Whitehall
yeah,
Oak
we
Ridge
had the same idea.
And I don't disagree with that. I think Whitehall it's the year for Whitehall. They have a good opportunity. Obviously, they are a Division III team. And that is a tough division. Getting into their district, they'll have a good opportunity to win that district, I think, as things are kind of shaking out right now. But if they make it out of that district, I believe that first game in the regional game is going to be fireworks. And that could be South Christian, who is AP number 1 right now in the state for Division III.
It's just, wow. That's going to be a tough matchup for Whitehall, even with all the dudes they got on their team.
That's part of that Division III, man.
Yeah.
And Whitehall's had good teams in the past. They run into West Catholic. That's Oak Ridge in 5. But you got, I think Muskegon's a D3 team. Or are they D2? Maybe I'm wrong.
D2.
But there's some really good Grand Rapids teams in that D3. Like South Christian. Those guys are amazing, right? You look at those guys. You look, I don't even know who else it would be in D3 coming off the top of my head. But there's everywhere, all over in that D3 outside of the district. Like I said, if Whitehall makes it to the state finals this year, they deserve it for
Absolutely.
For sure. So let's talk about North Muskegon too. Now let's get back to this game with North Muskegon. They've had years where they get into the playoffs. They have good teams. But they have a tough district. And we know some of these names from this district. They got Ithaca. You got Pewamo, Westphalia. These are teams that have gone backwards, right? We used to play them, Ithaca in our class or whatever size, D5 or D6, and and they've gone down to D7.
Yeah.
So that's they currently have a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and Montague's had its fair share of Ithaca, unfortunately. They went down to Ithaca by, it was either 1 or 2 points back in 12-13, and then they had just a few years ago, they went down to Ithaca here at Montague in a day where I froze my toes off. It was about negative 10 degrees. I was just glad I got to go home, unfortunately, but that was a tough loss as well. So Ithaca, among many names in that district that have knocked out some pretty tough teams from the West Michigan Conference.
Absolutely, and so you get into that D7, and you're coming up against names just in that possibly in the district. Then you go into the region, and you might, I don't know if Traverse City St. Francis is a 6 or a 7. They kind of hover between there. They're always a powerhouse in the state. I kind of follow them a little bit more since my cousin's the head coach of St. Francis. But they've also been up at 6 where we've played them too, right? In the last couple of years. So there's some good teams in that Division 7. So North Muskegon, with this passing attack that they have an opportunity to do well. I think, especially with Young, I don't know if it's this year, but I think they got the dudes this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. And a passing attack like this, it can be sort of unpredictable as you go into the playoffs. There's some times where the sparks just fly for a team like this, and they can put up some points in a hurry on some pretty decent teams because of this passing attack.
Now, if you're a D-back on this field, do you take chances, or do you for Montague, I'm saying, take chances and try to time a route, or do you try to keep everything in front of you and just take the yards?
That's a good question. I think that kind of depends on how you usually play it, but if you let one go, trying to bite on one, trying to come away with a pick, that can really hurt you, especially in a game like this where it might just be every point matters.
Yeah, exactly. I think personally, keep everything in front. it's kind of, I'm a basketball guy, so just like you, Tate, I'm a basketball guy. I want to keep the guy in front of me and then lock him down afterwards. Does that make sense? You know, if he's going to make the catch, I'm not going to let him score. Basically, right. Yeah, you're going to get the pass, but you're not going to shoot that three. I'm going to be all over you, right? So,
absolutely.
I think that's the way to go. Yeah, they might move the ball, but also throwing, they're going to make incompletions. They're not going to be on, or they're going to run the ball and you're going to stop them. So I would say, you know, a bend but don't break style defense is going to be the key for Wildcats tonight.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes that can hurt you too, because you think about trying to play it a little conservative. If they start dumping it down the flats, you know, dumping it down, making their way down the field and kind of eating up some of that time. Next thing you know, you're down by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and the clock's just about done. The game's just about done.
Absolutely. So you know, a good defense is a great offense, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes, and you can stop it, but we got to. I think we're going to be having to rely, especially because knowing how fast North Muskegon can move that ball, knowing that they can fling it like they do. I think it's going to be a challenge for these defensive backs and actually, you know, the linebackers dropping back in coverage, making their right reads. But Montague has a good opportunity. I think they can if they play to their potential and don't let one bad play or a couple bad plays get in their head. I think Montague could pull this out. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're the bigger school. They're the more dominant school, and they've been in North Muskegon's head for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, you know, everybody talks about rivalry with Whitehall Montague. When I was in school, it was North Muskegon we wanted to beat. That was the only team we wanted to beat. I mean, we wanted to beat everybody, but...
Why North Muskegon?
It was North Muskegon, man. I don't know. We just did not like those dudes. You know, growing up, White Lake Youth Sports, you played with those guys from Whitehall, so you were friends with them, right? You knew them. You hung out with them. You grew up with them. We had good friends both sides of the river, right? Mm-hmm. North Muskegon, it was those kids that you just, you know, felt like they had maybe a little bit more than we had. So it was, and you know, the funny thing is, my mom taught school at North Muskegon for 30-some years, right? 36 years in that school district. It paid for our living, you know, living around here. So, you know, I knew a lot of the kids down there too, but for some reason, we just always wanted to beat North Muskegon. And I remember when Coach Collins was the quarterback here too, that was probably the best game that Montague's played against North Muskegon in a long time. The score ended up being 63-0. I think my brother was a halfback at that time. He had 200. He had the flu. He didn't even play the second half. He had 200 yards in the first half. And everybody on the sideline, because North Muskegon would have ran the score up on you back in the early 90s, late 80s when they were really good. They would always run the score up on it. And when Montague had their opportunity to finally beat them and do that, everybody on the side, I remember parents were like, score another one. Score another one. It was kind of crazy, but that was I remember that vividly I was an 8th grader at that time. Those guys that 92 team was special in that they scored. So you guys talking about on the podcast, all-time greats, I would have thrown out that 92 team. I think they would have competed with any one of these guys now that we talked about. I think they were solid at almost every position. I don't think they gave up too many. They had a bunch of dudes that went and played college football as well. And they had a mindset that they wanted to win, you know, and watching those guys play, I mean, they took down some teams that they shouldn't have beat, right? And they went into every game going, we're going to win. I mean, and when you play Detroit, St. Martin, DePores, when they have 7 D1 dudes on the field and you hold them to 12 points and have your opportunities to win the game, you know, and our offense back in 92 was not a throwing offense, and if we could have thrown on them a little bit more, I think we would have beat them. And we missed some open receivers in that game. But yeah, that team, I think I'd throw them up against any of the teams that you guys mentioned. I think it was the 94 Ravenna team, which I played against. They were awesome. Those guys were good. I remember playing against Benny Clark. I thought I had him dead to rights in the backfield, and he just juked me, and I was laying on the ground with air. That dude was good. And then we had Oak Ridge. I remember the Nichols boys too at Ravenna too when they had those. It was like nickels to nickels connection. They beat us that one year 55 to like 6. The only score we had was like kickoff return. It was bad. But it looks like we're here for our national anthem, so we'll turn it over to the band here and let them play the national anthem. Oh, I guess we're not ready. I guess PA announcer's still going here. The clock was down, but I saw the band come up and be ready to play. But so we'll keep going. And then also those teams that you talked about, I think 2009, 2010 teams of the Wildcats, they were good, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Cody, when you have a D1 athlete on the team, especially at quarterback, you're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah,
you're going to be hard to beat. I would agree with you guys on those. You guys had some good conversation. If you guys missed that podcast, listen to it on the CatchMark SportsNet podcast with Scott DeCamp, Pipes here, Tate Stein, and Ken Byard are the hosts of that. And it was good discussion. Obviously, Tate, a little young for the discussion of all-time greats in the West Michigan Conference, but you did your best. You held in there.
I tried. They're bringing up names I never even heard of, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. You've never heard of that dude? I've only been on this planet for 18, 19 years, so I don't know what they expect out of me. I wasn't even a thought back when those dudes were playing in high school.
I've been out of high school longer than you've been alive, man. So, all right, here's the national anthem. All right, and we are back. Thank you, Montague Band, for that national anthem. We have a beautiful night here tonight. As you can see, it's a little cool, but not a ton of wind, not a cloud in the sky to see, and the sun won't be affected. The lights are already on here at the stadium as the fans start rolling in. Little light on the fans.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I thought there'd be more over on the North Muskegon stands. There's a decent amount here in Montague, and I think I saw more at the Orchard View against North Muskegon game. And I wonder, is North Muskegon feeling pretty confident about this one over there in that fan base?
It might be. Look at the student section. They have one of the better student sections in the area. They get all kinds of accolades, and there's like 30 people.
I know, maybe 30 on Neon Night.
On Neon Night. I think the Wildcats student section's about tripled them, if I'm looking down there correctly.
I'm surprised. I wonder if more will be rolling in here. We got a couple of minutes left till kickoff, but I expect a little bit more.
Yeah, that's it's a little disappointing. Thanks, Bill Dark, for affirming my North Muskegon why we wanted to beat North Muskegon. I won't repeat what he wrote to me, but thank you again. That's exactly right. And just thank you again to our sponsors for making this possible. Without you guys, we can't do it. It's our main sponsor and Livestream sponsor is North Grove Brewers. Really appreciate your guys' sponsorship, making this happen for us, broadcasting the game in a great atmosphere. Also, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durgan Insurance Group, Greenridge Realty, Chris Dyke with Sarah Real, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Coldwell Banker, Dave Dusenberry. We really appreciate you. You are helping pay for the pipes from Montague here, from Tate Stein, as I think Scott calls you that all the time.
Yeah, he does.
So here's the coin toss. It looks like Looks like, let's see what they got. Montague has deferred to the second half, and they will be kicking it to the south, where North Muskegon will receive there. So that's how we're going to start this game. Montague kicking off to North Muskegon, so we get to see the James Young show to start the game.
Yeah, I get to see that potent offense start off with the ball, and you wonder, this first drive will probably dictate how the first half, maybe most of the game will go. It's usually how it ends up here.
Absolutely, and you know, we were watching North Muskegon warm up, and I'm like, oh, that ball's not coming out like a stud quarterback. And I said that, and you're like, oh, that's not Young. He's over in the end zone, and I can't see him because I have a huge pillar in my way at this press box. And I leaned over, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's coming out a little different. So, and only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Would you know how tall Young is?
I want to say he's about 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, really? He's that tall?
I feel like he's a couple inches taller than I am.
Okay, so that's good for a quarterback, actually.
Oh yeah, having that size.
And his brother, I don't remember his brother. Do you remember his brother that they talked about on the podcast?
Champ?
What's that?
Champ?
James, his brother, Mac, or was it
Champ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was he?
I like him. He's a really nice guy, pretty good athlete. He goes to MCC too.
Does he? And he played quarterback for these guys as well, or no?
I don't think he played quarterback, no.
Because which one's helping him coach on the sideline right now?
Oh, I'm not sure. Does he have multiple brothers?
He might. I know one of his brothers is helping him coach, and holds the record currently that James is trying to break for passing yards in a season. So
I don't know.
So we'll see. Oh, fumbled the kickoff here on the thing. Picked up by number 12.
Yep.
Alec Newville, and makes it out to about the 36-yard line. Spinning his way to the 36-yard line. And hopefully we'll have some score updates and all that stuff from Scott and those guys over at the main broadcast, or even my friends there at North Grove. They can text me and shoot me some scores as well. That'd be awesome. And we're here at the 31-yard line here for the North Muskegon Norse. Young takes a snap, steps back, throws out to the flats to number 8, the running back Ben Myers. Catch for about 3 yards.
Yeah, quick little out route to start the game. They're gonna have a second down and about medium here, but I'm gonna look to see a lot of those quick hitters as they look to march down the field here.
So they get set some substitutions here. And looking over their plays, like we talked about before the game, they have 3 plays called before the snap, and now Young surveys the defense, calls the play out that he wants to see. Myers looking at his wrist because he didn't get the play. Got it now.
Got Moat single coverage up at top there.
Little press coverage. They're looking for it right now. A little bit of pressure. Young floats one out to about the 50 where it is caught. Is that
Belmonte?
Is that Belmonte out of the backfield, or out of the? Was he lined up in the backfield, or did he come out in the slot?
I'm not sure, but that was a little bit of that improvisation we talked about. He was looking for Moat on the outside. I think he switched the play at the line of scrimmage, and he wasn't able to get Moat, but was able to roll out to his right and find his man Belmonte for the first down.
Absolutely, yeah, and Moat was very well covered out there by River Jarka, and then so he floated out to the back, and I think found Belmonte on the run. Handoff up the middle, and stopped, and then pounces it outside, lowers his shoulder, and gains about 7 yards on that carry. Tough run there by Denny Belmonte.
Yeah, I thought Isaac French, number 55, had him dead to his right in the backfield, but kept his feet turning. Lowered his shoulder at the end of their good gain there by Belmonte.
Yeah, they had him in the backfield. Montague's been getting a little bit of pressure up inside, so if that can continue, hey, anything can happen. Fumbles happen on shotgun formation as well. Here's Young in the formation again, calling out the play. Surveying the defense. Gets the snap. Steps back. Looking deep down the middle to 15, which is TJ Byard. And did he catch it?
Yes, he did.
He did catch it. Catches it inside the 5.
The inside move by TJ Byard got open. Chase Gall was on coverage, but he got inside of his man and pulled it in. Awkward catch there, but big gain. 1st and goal for the North Muskegon Norsemen already.
So that was a big time throw right on the money. Right only where his receiver could get it, and that was a great throw by Young there. Young surveying the defense, calling out the play. looking it over, maybe changing up or calling out something else. Looks back, steps up, gets a little pressure up the middle, rolls to his left. Looking for somebody to throw to, nobody there, dives for the pylon. Touchdown.
Oh, my.
Touchdown, North Muskegon. James Young with the run of, what was it, 4 yards?
Yeah, 4 or 5 yards.
And he had to stretch for that. That was not easy. Good actually good, well played defense by the Wildcats, but he just had to use his speed and his athleticism to get outside.
No, that was just an athletic play by the big quarterback. Got it out to the outside, bounced it out, and just dove for the pylon. And you just love to see that commitment on the run and that ferocious run by your quarterback there for 6 points. 6-0 Norsemen already.
Jack Ernie back for the kick, and it is up and good. Wow, early here, 9:53 to go here in the broadcast. 7-0 Norse. Quick score.
Yeah, on that drive, James Young went 3 for 3 for 58 yards on that drive alone. It might be a big night here for Young.
Wow, yeah. And his accuracy, and he, you know what? He made plays by getting out of the pocket. Yeah. Wildcats had pressure up the middle.
Yeah, and they only ran the ball, 2-3 times that one?
Ran the ball twice.
Ran the ball twice, and he scrambled for it at the end there.
So 5-play drive went, what did we have? 70, well, roughly 69 yards in a little over 2 minutes.
About 70 yards in 2 minutes, 7-0, 9:53 left in the first quarter. That's an impressive opening drive. That's a punch in the mouth by the Norsemen.
Well, let's see how the Wildcats respond here. As that, they obviously deferred. They wanted that offense first. They wanted to see it. So let's see what the Wildcats do here. See if they can do some ball control. If they're willing to respond and get in a track meet with these guys.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to answer here after that big score, that big drive, that quick drive by the Norsemen. And you saw a little bit of the missing of Owen Peterson there. Chase Gowell, a pretty solid cornerback, I will admit, but he doesn't usually play defense for the Wildcats.
And reason being is because he's the only quarterback we have on the roster, really.
Right.
So I understand why they don't usually have him out there, but he's out there because we don't have some players. Was that returned by Isaac Jarka? Mm-hmm. Then there's a flag on the field. Looks like we got a hold. Oh, no, block in the back by the Wildcats. So that's going to back them up. Oh, I think they'll end up starting about the 15-yard line or so. So we'll see what it's all settled here and what they come up with. Block in the back. Don't know who it's on. I can't hear them, so we're not going to get that number tonight. So, but yeah, they're going to start at about the 15-yard line here for the Wildcats. So, pretty poor field position right to start the game, and now they're going to have to put it and go 85 yards.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a little bit of everything from the Wildcat offense to answer to the Norsemen. Maybe some of that Adam Baird, who's averaging about 78 yards a game. Hopefully, they can get him going early.
Yeah, I'd love to see him get up to over 100 tonight. There he is on the first carry up the middle, tackled by a host of North Muskegon Norse. Coming up from the bottom of that pile is number 71, I think. Mm-hmm. Eli Rudkel. Or Rudikel. Could be stand corrected on the bottom of that pile. So the interior line does its job on the first play for the Norse.
Yeah, impressive size by the Norsemen. I didn't realize really how big they were up front. They got a couple dudes that are maybe 6'2 plus, 6'3 plus with some size.
Yeah, and look athletic.
Yeah.
Too. So we'll see what happens here. See if the Wildcats choose to throw or not. Hand off again to Baird up the middle. It's stuffed. Ooh, right there. Maybe a yard. Maybe.
If he was lucky.
Oh, they're saying fumble. The beanbag did come out. I saw it. Fumble recovered by the Norse. Number 65 comes out of there with it. Sam Gallo. Wow, that is not good. Not good for the Wildcats right there. That's not how we wanted to start. They wanted to start the game.
2 miscues early on special teams and offense. The flag and then the big turnover. Adam Baird must have got it. Probably a helmet knocked into the ball, knocked it loose, and now amazing field position. Norsemen might make it a 2-score lead.
Yeah,
early here
before we're even into this game 5 minutes. Let's see what they got here. Young surveying the defense. Man goes in motion. Belmonte goes in motion. Steps back, gets a little pressure up the middle, throws to the flats, wide open number 12, Alec Newville. tackled for about a 9-yard gain. It looked like a little bit of blown coverage there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, not too much attention to the flat. They had another man coming up towards that goal line. He was running the corner route up top, so the cornerback was a little bit worried about the man up there, worried about scoring 6 early, so the flat was wide open due to that. Newville able to take it for about 9 yards.
2nd and 1 here. 8:32 to go here in the first quarter. Young back. Surveying. Gets a snap, hands it off to Belmonte up the middle. And 51, Joel Booth on the tackle. Good tackle, stayed position, drove him inside, and then got him around the legs. That was a good tackle by Joel.
No, very solid. Was able to shed that block and make the ankle tackle there, wrapping up.
Yep. And now we're 1st and goal, though, here. So 1st down. From about the 8-yard line here. So 1st and 8. Ooh, almost got a Wildcat to jump there. Another handoff to Belmonte outside. He takes it, lowers his shoulder, and he's in the end zone. Ooh. Touchdown. That was a tough run right there. He just took on River Jarka and just went, yeah, I'm bigger than you.
No, yeah, he didn't look to go around at all. He probably could have ran through a brick wall right there. Great lower body and upper body strength, and 6 more points for the Norsemen.
This is going to be, I mean, River's not that big a dude. I know that. He's and a sophomore, but yeah, I think Belmonte wanted that one a little bit more, lowered his shoulder. He already had a full head of steam, and Rivers tough there trying to tackle him. That's a tough call right there for a cornerback alone.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Ernie on the kick. It's up and good. 14-0 Norsemen. 7:57 to go here in the first.
Wow, and this offense has just been magnificent in the first 2 opening drives, given that they didn't have to go very far on the second drive, but still, they're getting anything they want, any way they want.
So what if they ran 8 plays and they've got 14 points?
Yeah.
That's impressive. And that play, that one they threw one time, and then everything else was Belmonte after that with the 2 carries.
Yeah, and I've watched the Norsemen a few games live here, covered a couple of their games, and sometimes they haven't been able to run the ball too well, but right now everything is working for them. Yep,
let's see how the Wildcats respond. I mean that's okay. You just spotted them 14. Now it's time to see what you're made of. Ludington spotted you 14 last week, and they came back and won. So now it's your turn. Let's see what the Wildcats can do here. They still got guys that can make some plays. So
yeah, they got a couple playmakers. It's time to stop hitting snooze if you're a Wildcat and starting to kick the sheets and wake up now and be a weapon.
Exactly. I like the terminology pipes. So here we go. Here's the kickoff with Jack Ernie. Short kick taken at the 25-yard line roughly by Isaac Jarka, and gets it over to the 35-yard line where he's tackled by a host of Norsemen. Oh, and he gets up limping a little bit, and he's down. So he must have got twisted up in there with his knee, ankle, or something. He is holding his knee at the moment. So Jessica's on the field. Take care of that, and we'll see. We got a little time here, so we'll go through another sponsor. And I just want to thank Van Dyke Mortgage. And they are committed to finding the right home loan for you. And that is their commitment, second to none. Their experienced licensed team is ready to work with you to ensure a smooth and timely loan process from application to closing. Try out some of their useful site tools, from frequently asked questions to their online mortgage calculator. Look forward to working with you. Located at 460 Western Avenue in Muskegon, Michigan. Their phone number here is 231-332-6500. Thank you again for all our sponsors. Main sponsors: North Grove, Van Dyke, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Greenridge Realty, Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, and Coldwell Banker, Dave Dusenberry. Let's see what we got for scores here, if we have anything posted yet for the local scores here. 7:51 to go here in the first. Wildcats back. Chase Gowell surveying the defense, getting ready with the snap. Hands it off to Adam. No, that's Moore, I believe. Michael Moore with the carry. Gets about 2. And go from there. Looks like early in the first quarter, we still got nothing. 0-0 score posted on score stream for Whitehall Oak Ridge. Ravenna is 6-0 on Hesperia in the first. Holton Shelby 0-0. That could be Shelby's second win in a row, as they broke their winless streak of, what was that, 21 games?
I think it was 21, 22 games, yeah.
So Fremont OV 0-0. Moore gets the carry again up the middle for about another, I would say, 2-yard carry.
Yeah, he doesn't have, Adam Baird's a very quick runner, and he might not be as quick as Baird. So Moore's probably going to look to make his money running hard nosed, grinding out a few yards, being a battering ram for the Wildcats.
But if Moore can hang on to the ball, that's key.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chase Gowell's coming up to the line right now. Surveying the defense, looking it over. Moore goes in motion away to. Gowell keeps it up the middle and just runs into the whole front line.
I think that was the RPO action there for the Wildcats. Gowell probably a questionable decision on that one. He almost made something great out of it, though. Almost burst through the hole, but tough fourth down now for the Wildcats.
So we got a 4th and 5. We'll see what the Wildcats do on this 4th down. Looks like the offense is staying on the field. They're 40-yard, their own 40-yard line. Offense is still on the field. Nobody back deep for the Norsemen. So we will see what the Wildcats do, if they're going to do their little quick kick or if they stay with what they have going right now.
The pooch.
And the pooch kick here. That quick kick. It's a good little kick off. Takes a Montague bounce, picked up by number 12, Alec Newvell. He takes it out just about the 29-yard line, I believe. And that's where the Norsemen are going to take over.
Yeah, and just not a great drive for the Wildcats. Didn't really make anything out of that drive. I don't know. They didn't convert not one first down on that one. They're going to give the ball right back to this potent North Muskegon offense. And if they put another 7 on the board, there's going to be some eyebrow raising here in the first quarter.
Yes, definitely. Montague needs to get a stop here and get the ball back here in the first quarter. 5:37 to go here in the first. Number 72 late to get out there, Joseph Winkleman. And we get a timeout by the Wildcats. They're just all out of sorts. Good timeout by the Wildcats, I believe. They need to get reset, take a little bit of time, get people in the right position. They just look all out of sorts. Like I said, get Coach Dennett in there and go, hey, we still got this.
Mm-hmm.
We can stop them. We can keep doing it. We can go and make things happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it puts a little bit of dampering on the Spirits after giving up 14 quick points and not being able to push the ball 10 yards. But there's 5 minutes left, and it's the first quarter. Still got 3 quarters to play after this. Better keep your heads up and keep fighting.
Absolutely. You can't just give up and be satisfied or what. Especially, I think both teams. Norsemen, keep your foot on the gas. Don't let off. And if you're the Wildcats, you've got to stop the bleeding somehow right now and make sure. Get some guys fired up. Got to find that leader up front, somebody to step up and maybe make something happen.
Definitely got to make a defense adjustment on this one.
And all right, Young's surveying the defense right now. Looks at his wristband, looks back at the coach's staff, plays in, looks back, drops back, floats to his right, has a guy, that's his first missed pass of the night right there. Looking for TJ Byard and just led him a little too far.
Yeah, he had a little bit of pressure coming up, had a couple Wildcats in his face. I know one was Seth Stahauer coming in on James. So we're going to see if Wildcats can continue to bring a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, making those throws a little bit more difficult.
Yep. And honestly, TJ was wide open.
Mm-hmm.
He just missed him. So if they can get that pressure up front, I think that's going to help.
Excuse me, Joel Booth, number 51, not Seth Stahauer, excuse me.
Another throw out into the flats to number 8, sorry. Ben Myers catches it, gain of about 5 yards on that catch into the flats. He's just coming out, leaking out from basically from a slot position right close to where the tight end would be and leaking out into the flats. And we're just a little late getting there.
Right, yeah. And he's just that safety valve because he's probably the third option for Young there at the quarterback position, but that pressure is what's been allowing the Wildcats to hold those deep passes captive and making them throw it down the flats there. So third down now here for the Wildcats could be a big stop.
I don't know if they had a third down yet.
I don't think so.
Young looking over the defense, gets the ball, rolls to his right, throws underneath to number 4. That is Kyle Huff, short of the line to gain. I think it's going to be about 4th and 3?
4th and 3, 4th and 4, yeah. 4th and 3.
4th and 3. So this is a decision. Do you go for it and see, or do you go line back up and punt the ball? It looks like North Muskegon's looking to elect to punt the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to depend on how confident you are in your offense, but you're also at 14 points, so you probably got no question you're going to put up more, and I'd trust in your defense, too, right now.
We got Olsen dropping back deep for the Wildcats. Looks like the Wildcats aren't giving up too much. They're going to stay on these guys, make sure it's an actual true punt, and go from there. Good snap, good punt, nice spirally punt. Going out of bounds, though. No, it stays in bounds, but leaks out of bounds there at the 30-yard line for the Wildcats. No chance for a return. 5:10 to go here in the first quarter. This is Bill O'Connell and Tate Stein here doing the Montague Wildcats North Muskegon live stream through CatchMark SportsNet. So that was good. That was a good defensive stand there for the Wildcats, making and Young missing his first pass of the night. They never tried to run the ball. It was all passing that possession.
No, yeah, and the Wildcats took a little bit of a different approach. All of their defensive backs were pressing up on the wide receivers out there, and they were rushing a few more guys than the last couple North Muskegon offensive possessions, and it worked for them.
Gowell hands it off to, I'm not sure who the running back is this time, but there's no gain there.
Baird.
Is it Baird back in the game?
Mm-hmm.
So Baird back in the game, gets the carry and no gain. I think the Wildcats are going to have to try to do something to open it up. They're going to have to either do some kind of quick passing route just to get the ball out, like a long handoff, jet sweep, something.
Yeah,
get outside.
They're going to have to open up the playbook and get a little creative because these little inside trap plays and what they're used to running, handing it off up the gut, it hasn't been working so far.
Gowell rolling to his right, has a receiver, and he missed him. Threw it right over the head of Olsen, who was actually wide open. He catches that, he could gain 15, 20 more yards after the catch.
Yeah, just a little bit of a tough throw with the cornerback underneath. He was trying to float it up over without missing short or deep, but unfortunately threw it over the outstretched hand of Paul Olsen. So 3rd down now.
3rd down and 10 already to go here for the Wildcats. Good play call. Definitely would have been a first down. So I think that's something, move the pocket for Gowell and see what he can find. If he sees nothing, just run the ball. There was nobody there.
Right, just a lack of execution right there, but there's no reason to turn away from it. I'd try it again.
We got 2 tight with the Isaiah Atchison and Hunter Osborne to the left. Handoff. Nope, fake handoff to Baird. Little pass out to Olsen at the 30. Tries to stretch for the first down, just short. Ooh.
Oh, he's signaling for the first down, but he's a yard short.
He's a yard short.
Oh,
good spot. Yes, generous spot.
Great fight by Paul Olsen, though.
They do give him a first down. They're moving the chains. That was a generous spot. I didn't think he made the 40.
Hey, that's what fighting gets you.
But we're at an angle. Maybe that's what happened. Yeah. we're at an angle. I'm not gonna question the refs.
We're pretty
Come on
now. What do we know anyway?
Right? Yeah. I mean, we don't get paid for this.
We're just spectators.
We get in free. That's all we do. So, Gowell takes a snap, hands off to Baird up the middle. He churning those legs, gets about 5. Looks like on that with the spot at the 45-yard line. So that was a good little run there. If you can gain 5 yards of carry. That's that ball control offense that you want.
Exactly. 5 yards is nothing to scoff at. I'd be very happy if my running back could get 5 yards every single time he carried the ball. So Baird is a downhill runner, and he showed it right there. He ended up getting taken down by number 77, Garrett Galdine, but good hard-nosed run, and hopefully he continues to be able to do that.
All right. Gowell brings him up to the line. We got 2 split to his left, 1 to his right. Takes a snap, hands to Baird up the middle. Baird's trying to sneak his way, maybe gains 1-2 yards. Brought down by number 77, and that is Garrett Galdine. I think you said that name just last tackle. So makes a tackle again. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is a big guy. One of the several big guys on the Norsemen. These Wildcats offensive linemen need to get a little bit of a bigger gap for Baird to run through so that he can burst it through and hopefully get into the second level.
He's one of those guys that's already got his jersey untucked, man, because he's battling down there in that line.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Wildcats back up. 2 split left. 1 split right. The tight end. Quick pass out to Isaiah Atchison. Good throw by Gowell, and Atchison's got some, makes the catch and gets some good yards. First down inside the 25-yard line of the Norse. Good move after the catch.
Yeah, we haven't seen really much of Isaiah Atchison at all this year, and I haven't seen him personally, and I saw him catch that ball, and he took off. I wasn't ready for that type of speed and quickness.
Yeah, I thought actually if he stumbled a little bit, I think when he first started, if he doesn't stumble, he might get in the end zone there.
No, yeah, but what a beautiful move gathering some of those yards after the catch, and now we got Wildcats just a yard or two outside the red zone.
Yeah, here we go with the Wildcats moving the ball here with a little opening it up on the passing game here. Little play action, and then they hand it off to Baird up the middle. He's carrying the ball. He's got 7 yards on that carry. They're moving it. They're starting to pound it. They're starting to find some things that maybe are working, getting them a little bit maybe outside the tackles a little bit, or right outside, right underneath the tackles, and running that right side.
Exactly. They're knocking on the doorstep now, starting to open up the playbook, and just some of their athletes are starting to make a few plays, and now we're coming up on just about 1st and goal. We got 2nd down and about 2. Wildcats going to continue to try and push.
They're running behind Joel Booth over there, senior tackle at 222. He's moving some people there. The Norsemen are running a 3-4 defense, and they just relying on their athletes at linebacker. There's a first down carry by Baird right there. Another gain of about 7 yards. 1st and goal. The 7-yard line for the Wildcats. This is the ball control offense that we were talking about pregame.
Right, Wildcats starting to gather that momentum, and it's just positive yards after positive yards. It doesn't have to be very big plays. They have had 1 or 2 big plays, but like you were talking about, that ball control, positive yardage, gaining the first down.
2 split to Gowell's left, 1 to his right. 1-on-1 coverage here down with Olsen. Baird goes in motion. Gowell keeps it up the middle. Gets inside the 5, inside the 4, I think to the 3-yard line. Spun down by Norseman, who's the one getting up off that pile, number 2, which is Denny Belmonte with the tackle.
Yeah, Belmonte's all over the field. We all know he's a great athlete, and you can just tell in the way that he runs and conducts himself. And great tackle there. 2nd down, Wildcats just inching towards that goal line.
Yep, second down and goal from the 3-yard line. Here we go with 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Tight formation for the Wildcats. Bard lined up behind Gowell. Gowell takes a snap, hands to Baird. Baird spins down to the 1. And so we got 3rd and 1. Got a little animation on the right of us here from the coaching staff. Yes, so we got 3rd and 1 for the Wildcats. It looks like we got 18 seconds. Are they going to try to punch it in here before the quarter? They're up to the line. Looks like they're going to go with it. Another tight formation again. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Another run up the middle to Baird, and he's in for the touchdown. Wildcats. 1 second to go here in the quarter. So that changes it now, right? You spotted him 14. Now you just came down and had the kind of drive that we wanted you to have. You drove, what did we say, 70 yards. Ball goes out at the 30. 1 good passing play, 1 questionable first down by the refs, but you know what? You capitalized on that.
Right. And it may look that simple, one big play, but there's a lot that goes into it. A little bit of changes, a little bit of adjustments made by the offense and defense here for the Wildcats already early, and now they're threatening to make it just a 1-score game. Well, they have made a 1-score game, threatening to make it just a 7-point game.
Yep. Chris Abig getting lined up for the extra point. Gowell to hold. And it's kind of nice having a couple of these soccer players coming over to kick for us. One kind of does one thing, one kind of does the other thing.
Yeah, they got a kickoff special, and then they got the PAT/field goal man, and multi-sport athletes over here.
Up, and it is good. 7 points for the Wildcats here. It's 1 second to go in the quarter, so we're going to get the kickoff. So we'll see what happens there, but it's 14-7, North Muskegon on top of the Wildcats. So good drive. Just a solid drive by the Wildcats.
Very solid drive, and I'm hoping to see a little more of that Isaiah Atchison action on the outside.
I mean, Isaiah's obviously a matchup problem as well. Being, what is he, 6'7", 6'8", something like that, and he had wheels.
Yeah, he did. that burst of speed after he catch it, gathering those yards after the catch, it was impressive.
I was happy to see. I mean, so we'll see. You know, this is the first time I've seen Isaiah play this year. Obviously, I don't know if he played last week or not, but battling knee injuries from basketball. So this is the first game action that he's had. That was impressive.
No, you talk about big play potential. It's standing right there at 6'7" out on the outside.
Oh, and was there a penalty on the touchdown or extra point? I don't know, but Wildcats are going to kick off from the Norse 45-yard line.
There had to be.
I didn't see one.
Me neither, but
unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm hearing from the PA, from Mr. Smith, Mr. Dick Smith, who's been with the PA guy for the Wildcats for a long time. So hopefully we just boot this right in the end zone and that's it. There you go, right into the end zone, no problems, no questions asked. So one play for the Norsemen here to end the first quarter. We'll see what the Wildcats can do. They got a little bit of life, and they're showing a little bit of energy right now. So that's always a good thing. See if they can contain this high-powered Norse offense.
Yeah, James Young 6 for 7 right now with 68 yards. He's going to look to make it more as we go into the second quarter, and hopefully for the Wildcats they can contain this drive again, maybe make it a tie game before half.
Absolutely. So we got number 15, TJ Byard, down here to Young's left. And is that number 12 up top?
Mm-hmm.
Alec Newville. A couple guys going motion, changing the play here. Single tight end. Looks like they're going out down the sideline. And it's broken up by Chase Gowell.
Great defense there by Chase Gowell.
Pass was intended for TJ Byard, and a great defense. I mean, it would have had to be a great catch. That's all I got to say, because Gowell was all over him.
Yeah, that's what the young kids nowadays are referring to as a moss. It would have been jumping up behind the receiver and plucking it right on top of him. But James Young had to throw that one away quick. Wildcats are rushing about 6 or 7 there, causing that quick pass. But I think he was going to look for TJ Byard further down the field if he had more time.
Yeah, and he actually, honestly, he missed the pass into the flats I think it was to Myers coming out to this left flat
from the tight end position.
Yeah, he was wide open, but Young getting a little greedy, greedy, trying to get it to his guy. So
yeah, had to make a quick decision there though.
Yep, and now we're flipping ends of the field here. So second down and 10 for the Norsemen from their own 20-yard line. So what did you see from the Wildcats there in the first quarter?
I talked about a few times the adjustments that they made. They knew that it really wasn't working. Their average run of the mill, running up the gut, running it right off a guard. And so they ended up switching up like you talked about. They ended up running it off of the tackles more often, started to look outside the numbers for those medium intermediate passes, and ended up working for them. Now they're only down by 7 points here as we start the second quarter.
All right, I just got a score update from the boys down there at North Grove Breweries. We got Jackson Cook TD, House PAT good, 7-0 Whitehall. That's in the second quarter. It was 0-0 at the end of the first.
Jeez.
So good game. Young throws to number 8 Myers, and Myers catches it for a first down for the Vikings here, or not Vikings. Sorry, I'm reading Whitehall stuff for the Norsemen. Good catch, good little 5-yard and curl, and was standing there wide open, nobody around him, right inside the linebackers right there, and just wheezed his way for a first down there at about 35-yard line.
Yeah, Myers runs real close to the ground, a little bit hunched over, but he's very quick when he changes direction. Made a few men miss. And now the Norsemen have a first down.
Words are hard, aren't they?
Words much difficult.
All right, so we got 11:44 here in the second quarter, just starting. First 10 for the Norsemen from the 35-yard line. A couple men in motion, changing the play up. Young takes the snap, a little low, rolls to the outside. He's under pressure. He's getting 10. He's sacked and brought down by number 67, Rodney Brassfield, by a hand tackle.
Oh, my God. He took both of his hands, squeezed Young's hand together like a pancake, and just took him down.
I don't think Young wanted to try to pull out of that.
No,
So
I think he wanted to keep his digits.
Yeah, so he just went down. But great defensive play there by Brassfield.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the keys of the game that you were talking about. Brassfield getting in the backfield from the defensive end position. If he can get there and wreak havoc, that's what we want.
Right. And we haven't really seen that yet tonight until right now.
So Young's out, the only one back there, alone. 5 wideouts. Looking to his left, comes back to his right, finds Newville for a catch at the 40-yard line. So good. That was a good 12-yard catch. Gets him back into an opportunity to make a first down with 3rd and 5.
Right, and just too much time there in the pocket. Wildcats only rushing 3 or 4 on that one, and the Norsemen offensive line was able to hold them back, able to get a good, solid gain there, and now we have a flag by the referee.
Ooh, I wonder if they're going to get a sideline warning on the Norsemen. Here we go. Here's the call. Yep. Sideline warning right there. That's their first. So no harm, no foul, but next one is definitely a penalty. So I don't know what's going on over there, but there was definitely a sideline warning. The coaching staff is on the field or just blocking the ref, something. But all right, we got Belmonte in the backfield. Young's sending somebody in motion. Fake handoff. Oh, and he's under pressure again, and he's down.
Fumble.
Ball came out. Wildcats ball. Wildcats ball. See if they call it. I haven't seen a signal yet.
No signal yet.
No signal. What's the signal? Winding the clock. No turnover. No turnover.
No turnover.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I thought it came out before his light went down.
Well, it was in front of him, so
Yeah.
it was at his feet. So you can tell me how that ball did not come out. So 4th and 17. They're obviously punting here. Good snap, good kick, short kick. Takes a while. Norseman bounce and stops at about the 37-yard line, but. Questionable call right there, I guess, from what we saw.
Right, that was about a 45, 50-yard
Swing
right there.
That's a big play right there.
Yeah, but great pressure by the Wildcats in that one. You could tell they were bringing pressure. They had a lot of guys stacked up in the house right there, and it was actually Isaac Jarka that came in off the edge, causing that.
He came in like a rocket with that corner
Yeah,
blitz, and he just lit Young up. And I don't know. I don't question the refs very often, but I'm pretty positive that ball was out. Mm-hmm. I know Coach Dennett was just talking to the refs there too, trying to find out what they saw. But Gowell rolls to his right, doesn't really have anything, throws it out to Olsen, knocked away by Kyle Newville, I believe.
Dangerous pass. I mean, if you're Gowell on that one, probably should just throw that one away, not try to force it in anywhere.
Good defense there. Everybody was covered. Nobody was open. So good defense by the North. 2nd down and 10. It looks like there we go. 2nd down and 10 from the 37-yard line for the Wildcats. 9:36 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Norsemen leading 14-7. Looks like we got another score update for that Whitehall Oak Ridge game. It's 14-0 Whitehall. So thank you, Bill Dark, for the updates there. And it looks like Cook TD, Howell PAT again. So obviously Whitehall's finding something working over there.
Mm-hmm. How much time is left? Do you know?
I do not know.
Tough 39 here. Probably a predictable play call here if you're the Norsemen on defense.
Little out pattern to Isaiah Atchison. Fight for the first down, and he got it.
Wow.
He definitely got that first down. He caught it, broke it inside, and carried it for the first down. Belmonte on the tackle.
Yeah, I was impressed by the physicality right there after the catch, too. Went right into that guy to fight for that extra few yards. But what a beautiful route there on the little curl route. He had his man on the ground that was supposed to be covering him there.
Yeah, his man lost his footing, and he catches it and took it for a first down. Great opportunity. And we do have a time update now. 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter for that Whitehall Oak Ridge game.
And Atchison, the receiving leader on only 2 receptions, he's got 41 yards already.
Wow. Fake handoff to Baird. Rolling to his right is Gowell, throwing it deep down the field for Atchison, and and there's a flag. I was going to say it looked like it was a pass interference because he kind of came up over the top of Atchison. And who is that? Is that number 5? Is that Moat? That's Carson.
I think that was...
Wasn't it? Or is that...
That might be 6, Jakari Edwards.
Jakari Edwards, yeah. Couldn't tell. His jersey's kind of bunched up. Yep, it is number 6. Jakari Edwards on the play. Looks like we got a pass interference down the field on him. So Montague moving the chains again. Yeah,
I like the approach here. Keep going to Isaiah Atchison. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Looks like they got a little bit of a matchup problem there. I mean, even though, I mean, looks like, I mean, that Jakari Edwards is a tall guy.
Mm-hmm.
Atchison's got some height on him, so
and probably some speed.
Possibly. I haven't seen him line up straight out, but hand off to Baird up the middle, runs into his own man, pops it outside, gets about 5 yards. It looks like on that as a broken play. So good little play there for the Wildcats. Number 12, Newell with the tackle for the Norsemen. He's kind of all over the field tonight. I mean, they're throwing to him. He's playing. He's making tackles, and he's not a big guy.
No, I've been impressed by how he's been covering the field on offense and defense, and I'm probably going to expect his name to pop up a few more times before this game is over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Montague sends 2 to the right of Gowell, 1 to the left, short side, Baird behind him. Fake to Baird, run Gowell up the middle, slips a couple tackles, gains, maybe a yard on that, but had to do. I mean, he didn't have anything there, so
no, the read option didn't really have much. Gowell tried to keep it himself, and now we got a 3rd down and medium, probably about 7 or 8, and I'm guessing they're going to go right back to the pass here.
Yeah, and I wouldn't doubt it. I'd be looking for number 81, Atchison on that. I mean, you do have Olsen too, who's not a short guy either, and kind of an athlete. Going one-on-one with Atchison, a little pump fake. Oh, he dropped it. Olsen dropped it. Hit him right in the numbers, and he dropped it. I think he was looking to run before he caught that because he was going to catch it a little short of the first down and needed to make up some yards. So.
Right, he was looking to make up 3 and 4 after catching that one. Was looking for Paul Olsen on the out route, but 4th down and 7.
Looks like the Wildcats are going to try to get a first down here. That would have helped. That catch would have helped by Olsen if he could have caught that, and it would have made it a manageable 4th down. Now this one's going to definitely be something that the Wildcats are going to have to pull something out. We'll see what they got here. 2 to the right, Atchison all the way up top, and then Olsen way down here on the left.
Norseman bringing the house.
Throwing to Atchison. Oh! Just a little high for Atchison. He knocked it. He got his hands on it, but couldn't bring it in. So turnover on downs. North Muskegon take over with 6:49 here to go in the second quarter, leading 14-7.
Yeah, Norsemen lined up about 7 or 8 on the line there. You knew they were bringing them all before the snap happened. Gowell knew that too, had to get it away. Had Atchison on the slant, hit him. Beautiful pass, but just couldn't haul it in.
So here we go with the Wildcats. Let's see if they can get another stop here, and get the ball back. Actually, they've been playing the defense really well. They've had a few stops here in a row, and it's not because Young's not picking them apart. It's because they're getting pressure on Young.
Absolutely.
Young back. He's got 1 up high, 1 down low. So hands it off to Belmonte up the middle. Runs into the interior line. Number 26, I think, got his hands on him first, which is Michael Moore. And then brought down by Silas Jancic.
Another name that we should probably expect to pop up a lot throughout this game. He's leading the team in tackles with just about 10 per game.
Gain of 2 on that carry by Belmonte, and like I said, he was met right away by Michael Moore and then helped out by Jancic to finish off the tackle. Here we go. We got 4 wideouts, one running back right behind Young. Man in motion. Oh, we're rotating 2 men in motion here, so now we got 3 down to the right of Young. Little bubble screen, and he missed it. He just let him out too far. Number 8, Myers, just could not bring that in. So we got a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 coming up for the Norsemen.
Yeah, and Wildcats got a little lucky on that one. The double motion caused a little bit of confusion. He had Belmonte wide open on the little bubble out on the opposite side of the field that he threw to. So grateful that they didn't throw to that side, but 3rd and 8 now going to be tough to convert.
All right, here we go. The crowd's getting their feet stomping here. The booth's shaking a little bit with the Wildcats. 4 wide outs. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Young back, little pressure up the middle, throws it off to the flats. Nobody there. Nobody there, but is stopped by River Jarka for the tackle at the 40-yard line, short of the line to gain.
Oh, yeah, he was wide open. He had room to operate, too, but great open field tackle to wrap up by River Jarka.
Good tackle, good going low, making sure he doesn't get to he makes contact versus the running back making contact. Mm-hmm. Maybe he learned that on that touchdown run by Belmonte that he didn't go low enough.
Exactly.
So good tackle there by River Jarka. Looks like the Norsemen are set to punt again. 5:26 to go here in the second quarter. Olsen back deep. And looks like there's a little confusion for North Muskegon. They're 1 man short, so man runs out here late. They're going to have to get the snap off. We're already down at the bottom of the play clock. Snapped off. Good snap. Good kick. Another short one. Bounces, takes a Wildcat bounce, and Olsen just gets out of the way. He probably should have ran up and caught that one. There was no Norseman down there to cover that one. He could have ran up, probably caught that one and got up to the 40, 45-yard line before he was tackled. But that's all right. Wildcats get another stop.
Yes, they've been great defensively so far, getting pressure to the quarterback. The only thing that they're missing is controlling the flats because North Muskegon have been able to dump it off a little bit there, but you can only be so upset because they got the ball back and they can score and tie it up just before the first half is over.
That'd be an impressive drive if the Wildcats could get it down the field and score before halftime, tie this game up. Mm-hmm. Especially the way this game started with North Muskegon just 5 plays scoring in less than 2 minutes, and then turn the ball over on our second play.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gowell back to throw, looking outside, and just misses number 10, which is Hunter Osborne.
Mm-hmm. Haven't heard Osborne's name yet. He was open, just a missed throw there by Gowell.
Yep. Osborne, just a freshman, up playing some big minutes right now for the Wildcats.
Especially down a man, yeah.
And we got another score update. Looks like Stratton's on the board here for North Muskegon. So, yep, 21-0 with 1:46 to go in the first half. Stratton scores a touchdown.
Ooh, 21 points in the second quarter.
Absolutely. Ooh, probably three consecutive drives.
Lordy.
That's Whitehall flexing right now. Barrett up the middle on the handoff. Gets to the 27-yard line, which is about a 2-yard carry. 3-yard maybe. Are they giving him the 28? No. I was going to say the yard marker moved pretty far. So 3rd down and 8 to go here for the Wildcats. Hopefully they got that 3rd down and 8 play down now because they've had that a couple times here in the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, they've gone to about that 10-15 or 10-yard curl route by Isaiah Atchison on 3rd down. It's worked pretty well so far, but you can only use it so many times.
Looks like they're putting Atchison down at the short side of the field to try to get that one-on-one matchup.
I like it. And the bunch set over.
Yep, here we go. Rolling to his right is Gowell. Pressure, throws it behind. Who was that? Was that
Moore?
Was that Moore? Throws it behind and down low behind Moore. So incomplete pass.
Yeah, and even if he would have caught that, he was still 8 yards short of the first down.
Yeah. Then there was pressure coming.
Mm-hmm.
Gowell wasn't running just to roll out. He was running because there was people behind him.
Uh-huh.
So you hear footsteps. It's usually that's what's happening. So we'll see what the Wildcats do. Are they going to do their little quick kick?
Yeah. Most likely the pooch punt here, but now you're giving the Norsemen the ball back with almost 4 minutes left.
And here he goes back, and Newville's back late. See if we can get a good roll by the Wildcats. Here's a kick, and it gets to about the 39-yard line of the Norsemen. Touchdown there by Paul Olsen. So we got 3:49 to go here in the second quarter. What's the stats on Young? I know he's missed a couple passes here as of late.
Yeah, for Young right now, Young is 9 for 12. He's got 100 yards even right now in the first half. No touchdowns in the air for him, or he has one on the ground, just none in the air. But his receiving leader is T.J. Byard, but that's only the measly 1 reception that he's had, that deep ball.
Absolutely. So we got it here. We got 4 wide receivers, 1 in the backfield by him by Belmonte. Takes a snap, steps back, looks to his right for the flats, catches by Newville. Brasfield out there, and Good tackle by Brassfield. Brassfield missed him at first and didn't miss him the second time.
No, he was coming back, and he wasn't going to miss that second time. Propelled them forward a little bit, though, so now they got second down and 4 or 5.
That's tough coverage out there for Brassfield, though.
Yeah.
Covering at Newville. He's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And that's a tough assignment for Brassfield, who's a big guy.
Yeah, probably the quickest guy on the field.
Absolutely. Young takes a snap, hands off to Belmonte in the backfield, gets outside, and still going, cuts back inside, gets the first down, tackled by, is it Brassfield on the bottom of that pile too? Yep, Brassfield there. He just got the first down there on that one.
No, yeah, and he had to work for that one. Ended up making a good move on Chase Gowell over there on the outside. First down Norsemen. They're at midfield already, and 3 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
I thought he was going to make the first down no problem, and then he decided to pop it outside, and there was really not anything outside. I don't know who the D-back was on that side, if it was Olsen or if it was
Gowell.
who it was, or Gowell kept him inside, which let the Wildcat pursuit to get there. Young into the flats here again to Newville. Nobody here. Newville out getting to the sideline, gets a. Did they gonna give him the first down? Oh wow, that's another great spot. I thought he ran out of bounds at the 40, but they marked him out of bounds at the 37. Who's the question? I thought he was out of bounds at the 40, but we're up here and we can't see it. So
No, Norsemen completely avoiding the fact that Wildcats are bringing pressure by just getting the quick hitters out, and the flats have been wide open so far this drive.
yeah, I think the Wildcat defense is bringing that pressure on from those guys that are supposed to be covering the flats and relying on the safety coverage to come up because the corners are playing man to man. And Young rolling to his right, floats it over to Newville. Gets past number 3, which is Adam Baird, and just was wide open. River Jarker comes in and makes a tackle.
Newville ended up floating right behind his guy because his man started to bring his eyes into the quarterback there on the outside, which allowed him to get free for that new first down.
First down at the 25-yard line of the Wildcats. 2:32 to go.
Moving it quick.
This could be a backbreaker for the Wildcats here going into halftime when they got the ball back and had been playing really good defense.
Yeah, that'd be a big momentum shifter if the Norsemen could get a touchdown right here before the break.
Young back, surveying the defense, steps back, got his play, takes a snap, looks to his left, nothing there, runs up the middle, slips a tackle, and brought down by Silas Jancic after about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, I think Young got a little antsy there. I don't think the pocket really collapsed yet, and he ended up leaving a little bit early, which he ended up making some positive yards out of it, getting 5 yards, but he could probably sit back in the pocket a little bit. But I'm sure it's hard to stay back there after you've had so much pressure on you after the past couple drives.
Absolutely. Montague's been bringing pressure from all different sides, and like I said, that corner blitz could probably light you up a little bit, especially after that one.
After the Jarko one, yeah.
Yeah. So Young back to pass. Again, looking to his left, looking down the field, and intercepted in the end zone by Gowell. Touchback.
The quarterback.
He just Young just is that's his second interception on the season.
It might be. I think so,
for
yeah.
Young. Yeah. So just missed TJ Byard on that pass, and Gowell was in good position covering that play.
No, yeah, Gowell was behind TJ. If Young was going to put that ball anywhere, it'd be not too high, and it'd be on the inside of both Gowell and Byard, but he just floated it a little too deep.
A little too much, and was hoping his dude could make a play, and ended up being Gowell making the play in the end zone for a touchback. Good play, good defense there by the Wildcats.
No, yeah, and the Wildcats are rushing 5 there, and Brassfield absolutely lit his guy up on the outside, and he was going to be coming pretty soon, so Young might have been thinking about that, might have been the back of his mind. Turnover Norsemen, Wildcats maybe make something happen here with 1:47 left.
Gowell handoff to Barrett up the middle. Still going.
Oh.
Gets out to about, I think he might have got the first down. He's at the 30, so they're going to give it to him. 1:41 to go. First down. Chain's going to move, so clock is stopped. Let's see if Wildcats start picking up the offense on this 2-minute drill. Got a final score at halftime. Whitehall Vikings 21, Oak Ridge Eagles 0. Gowell rolling to his right, looking just a little outside of Olsen's reach.
Gotta hit those. Gotta find your man on those.
And they're open. Those guys are open. They've got a step or two on their guy. You got to just settle down, step into your thing. I know, and it's Gowell's first year playing quarterback, so
yeah.
But gotta step into those throws and make sure you're hitting them where your guy can get them.
Right.
4 wide receivers, Gowell, Baird behind Gowell. Looking to his left to Atchison, nobody there. Miscommunication on the play call there. Atchison ran deep, and Gowell's looking to him to stop.
Yeah, I think I was looking for the curl route there from Isaiah Atchison, but he was running for the streak. He was looking for the deep ball.
It looked like all 4 of them were running the streak route, so not sure what happened there. But Gowell getting the call from the sideline. 3rd down and 10. 1:23 to go. 30-yard line of the Wildcats. They get this first down here and keep this drive alive, not give it back to the Norsemen. This could be a win in itself. 4 wide receivers, Baird behind Gowell. Gowell looking it over, takes a snap, steps back, looks to his right, going down the middle of the field to Olsen, picked off. Just overthrew Olsen. Olsen makes a tackle at the 45-yard line. Couple miscues on that drive right there.
Yeah, Chase Gowell got the interception when he was guarding TJ Byard, and then TJ Byard took it right back on the defensive end. He was the safety over the top in that middle third, and he was coming in. That was probably double or triple coverage there, and TJ Byard ended up coming down with it. So Norsemen get it back. They get another chance here before the first half is over.
Yeah, and the way they move the ball, minute 16 is plenty of time from the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and I'm sure Young wants another shot at this after throwing the pick last possession.
Young surveying the defense right now. Play is in. Man goes in motion, Belmonte. He splits out wide to Young's left. Surveying to the left. Pressure up the middle. Moves inside. Still moving. Still running. Oh. Ooh. And ooh. That's not good. We got an injured Montague Wildcat that got blindsided. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. There was Isaiah Jarka coming across the middle of the field trying to make a tackle, and then it was Moat that came over, and he put a block on him. And I see his lower leg moving now, but he did not move at all.
Yeah, he's flat. He's flat down on his face right now.
I finally see his lower leg moving, but he did not. There was no square, no movement. I finally see it now, thankfully, but he was down cold.
Well, let's take some time here, and with 1:06 to go here in the first half, and thank our next sponsor. Obviously, we love all of our sponsors: North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Greenridge Realty, Chris Dykeman, Sarah Reel, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, and Coldwell Banker, Dave Duesenberry. Let's go to FSM, Foundation Systems of Michigan. Call Foundation Systems of Michigan for all of your basement waterproofing, crawl space, encapsulation, and foundation repair needs. FSM, where less than exceptional is not accepted. Located at 5985 Clay Avenue in Wyoming, Michigan, 49548. Phone number 231-225-6488 or 616-333-9119. They've obviously got him rolled over here on the field, and he's moving both of his legs, kind of sitting up now, taking their time. Obviously, we saw what happened last night in the NFL game with Tua. So take your time. Head and neck injuries are not something to be frowned upon here, and we want to take our time, make sure he's good to go. He's up under his own power. Walking off. Looks like he might be okay, but they're probably going to evaluate him at halftime here and see if he can return.
Part of me, too, that's not Jarka.
That was Adam Baird.
Yeah, that's Adam Baird who got blindsided. Not blindsided.
Which is a penalty because now I see a flag on the field.
Well, yeah, it wasn't blindside, though. It was face-to-face. They were running at each other face-to-face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Moat, he was going up towards the east side of the field over there towards North Muskegon bleachers, and he laid the wood right there. That was, wow.
Well, there was a penalty. Let's see. I don't know what the call was, though. Did they give us a call?
Whatever
it was, it was a penalty on North Muskegon. Backed him up 10 yards from the spot, or 15 yards from the spot there. So Young sends Newvell in motion, handoff, jet sweep to Newvell around the outside, and he's still going, breaking tackles, and then goes out of bounds at the 43. Ooh. Short of the first down.
Well, they marked him short, marked him out of bounds.
Looked to me like he went out of bounds at about the 43, but they marked him out at the 47.
Opposite of a generous spot.
But he obviously the ref had the view on that one because that's the opposite field of us. We can't see that. So.
Right.
But they were still trying to tackle him down the field a little bit, so that's why I thought he ran out after that.
Me too.
Young back to catch it. 4 wide receivers, hands off to Belmonte up the middle, and he is tackled right away. Silas Jancic, I believe. Yes. Silas Jancic, so it's 3rd and 2. We got a timeout, North Muskegon, with 37 seconds to go here in the first half. Let's see if we can find some score updates here too as well. And I'm not going to Twitter. Scott's disappointing me. He doesn't put as many scores out there anymore. So if Scott's listening, so looks like we got 21-0 Whitehall at the half. We got 22-8 Fremont over Orchard View in the second quarter. Mona Shores 27, Zeeland West 6 at the half. Ravenna 49-0 in the second quarter over Hesperia. Fruitport 14, Spring Lake 6 in the second quarter. We got, let's see if we keep going down here, find some more of our conference scores. We got West Ottawa 13, Grand Haven 7. Coach Collins and the boys down there winning in the third quarter there. Mm-hmm. Hart 14, Mason County 0. Ludington 17, Manistee 7. That's at half. Shelby 14, Holton 0 at half. And Reese Puffer 13, Zeeland East 0. Young back to pass, hits the flats to Belmonte. Tackled full out of bounds at the 43 for a first down. Enough for a first down.
Yeah, good work by Belmonte there, considering the time right there. Getting out of bounds, 31 seconds left, and they got about 43 yards to go.
Jarka's shaking off something on his arm right there. Looks like he got hit maybe in the elbow or something like that. He's shaking it off. A little bit of pain, but hey. See what happens here. 4 wide receivers again for the Norsemen. Belmonte goes in motion. Young the lone one. Belmonte way outside. Young looking to his left. Looking for it all right now.
Oh, my.
And it is picked off again by the Wildcats. Tipped around and intercepted again by the Wildcats. Brought it out of the end zone, and they're still on their feet here. Trying to get some... And it's Gowell taken down at the 20-yard line, 13 seconds to go, but wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Olsen jumped in front, messed it up, and I think TJ Byard tipped it right to Gowell.
Yeah, and Gowell had about hung up on his helmet for 3 to 5 seconds before he was able to juggle that one and bring it in. So Gowell, usually not on defense. Maybe he should be, even though you'd be risking your quarterback's health. But 2 interceptions on the night.
Well, he's been tasked with guarding their number 1 receiver. I mean, Young seems to look at Byard an awful lot. So
especially when he wants it all, like on that one.
Yeah, I like that play right there. And I didn't think anybody was open.
No.
So kind of risked it all because he threw it into double coverage. So.
And I think he understood how much time was on the clock, and he was looking for a touchdown there, but he probably didn't have enough daylight there to throw that ball.
Let's see what the Wildcats do. Hand off to...
Is that Baird back in the game
Baird
already?
Back in the game.
Oh, my goodness.
Baird's back in the game. We got Isaac Jarka sitting down here on the bench. Don't know what's going on there, but that's the last play of the half. So here in Montague, it is 14-7. Norse leading the Wildcats, and a very actually defensive battle after the first 2 possessions by the Norsemen. If they drove right down the field in that first possession, scored, and then got the ball back and took 3 plays to score. So they had 8 plays and 14 points. But now they haven't scored since, and the Wildcats have battled back into this game, battled and clawed back into this game.
Yeah, Wildcats bringing the different fronts defensively, bringing more pressure on the outside, especially mixing in a couple cornerback blitzes, and it's been big for them. But And on that last play, got Chase Gowell just making some great catches, some great plays over while guarding TJ Byard. 2 interceptions in the first half. 2 interceptions for Young in the first half. Shocking. I wasn't expecting that for this game.
Absolutely not. Since he has only thrown 1 interception on the year so far, and he's got 2 tonight. So good defense by the Wildcats. Obviously, it's paying off. The schemes and watching some film has paid off, knowing what they want to do and go deep with TJ Byard, and Gowell's right there, right in his hip pocket the entire time. So good first half here. We are going to leave and kind of take a break here, stretch our legs, and we'll be back after this halftime, 14 minutes or so. Thanks.
The band will start with the 1976 disco hit Car Wash by the R&B group Rose Royce. This tune will feature senior trumpet player Ben Rubeck, along with the 5 senior color guard members. The band will then play a medley by John Williams, including the tunes Land Race and Cadillac in the Sky. These tunes were included on the soundtracks for the movies Empire of the Sun and Far and Away. The playlist continues to groove with the Doobie Brothers hit Rockin' Down the Highway. Finally, the band will finish with the sing-along classic Country Roads Take Me Home, featuring freshman Caleb Rice on mellophone and the entire trumpet section. Feel free to sing along, clap, and enjoy the road trip. The band is under the direction of Emma Greenwood with color guard instruction by McKenna Schwartz. Brooke Berry and Aurelia Ambrose, the field is yours for halftime performance. The band recently participated in the Grand Haven Marching Band Invitational and received first place along with awards for Best Music and Best Percussion. Tomorrow morning, they will be performing at 11:30 a.m. at the Cedar Strings Red Flannel Invitational. Good luck to the band. Save the date. The Glow Show will be on October 24th, with 7:15 being the approximate start time. You don't want to miss it. Stop in and check out the band merchandise available near the home concession stand. Don't miss the super awesome quilt. Let's hear it one more time for the Montague High School Marching Band.
All right, and we are back here at Montague Stadium, where the North Muskegon Norsemen lead the Wildcats 14-7, and I'm going to let Pipes here do some stats.
So in that first half, we have that obvious offense from James Young. He's been putting it up in the air. He's put it up 18 times already. That was just in the first half alone. He's got 135 yards, no TDs in the air yet. Great defense by the Wildcats when it comes to containing the pass. Denny Belmonte, 6 carries for 26 yards, 1 TD from Belmonte. The other TD from the Norsemen, of course, came from that scramble from James Young. Alec Newville is the leading receiver for the Norsemen, though. He had 5 receptions and 45 yards. But for Montague, Chase Gowell hasn't been able to find it too much in the air so far tonight. 3 for 12 for just 50 yards. And then rushing, Adam Baird is the leader. He's had 14 carries already, 51 yards and a touchdown. He's been a trooper. We saw him go down to that big hit from Carson Moe, but he continues to fight strong. Then Isaiah Atchison, the leader in the air for the Wildcats, 2 receptions, 41 yards. Hopefully the Wildcats can find more success with Atchison in the second half.
Yeah, we kept saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? And going back to Isaiah, he's been impressive. We just got to get the ball on him. I mean, if you get the ball anywhere near him, I think he's going to make a catch, and he's got an advantage on the defensive back. And the speed was surprising.
Oh yeah, when he caught that first one, it took off. It took us all aback. I mean, took us all by surprise. And one thing I want to bring up too that we talked about before the game, time of possession is something that the Wildcats are going to have to control, and the Wildcats have controlled the ball more often than the Norsemen have tonight. Time of possession for the Wildcats just under 13 minutes, and the Norsemen 10:49. So the Wildcats have held the ball on a little bit longer than the Norsemen, probably looking to bring those numbers up a little bit too in those second half, though.
Yeah, especially when you look at your first possession was 2 plays in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And North Muskegon had the ball for 4 minutes total in that. So yeah, that makes a big difference right there. They started out with 4 minutes compared to you. So you've built that back up. That's good. That's exactly what we talked about pregame. And I think the Wildcats are doing on defense exactly what they need to do. Getting pressure on Young, backing him up, making him backpedal. He's been hit. He's been knocked down. He might, that's the key. Now you're thinking about that, especially as a younger quarterback. He's a sophomore. As a younger quarterback, you're thinking about that type of thing. You're looking for those guys rather than looking downfield, and that's probably why he's thrown those 2 interceptions.
Right. The Wildcats are going to want to continue to probably stay physical in the second half and bring that pressure and probably hit the quarterback a few times and obviously get to him often.
Absolutely. And we got a score update for the Whitehall Vikings, 28-0 over Oak Ridge to start the third quarter. Kind of looks like Whitehall's just flexing their muscle and showing their dominance.
Yeah, and we knew that'd probably happen at some point, unfortunately, for the Oak Ridge Eagles, but hopefully the Oak Ridge Eagles can start to put some points up on the board. Wildcats' defense is probably just about as good as their offense, though.
Absolutely. So, but you know what? That's a big score for Whitehall against a really good Oak Ridge team. A couple other scores. We got Grand Rapids Union up 21-14 on Muskegon, and South Christian and Grand Rapids Catholic are tied at the half. So that's somebody that Whitehall could meet right there, one of those two teams. So that's kind of one to keep an eye on here going in the future as well. So thank you, Bill Dark, for those score updates. As we get ready to roll, we got about 14 seconds before the Wildcats actually receive the ball. So this could be a good drive for the Wildcats.
Oh yeah, Wildcats would love to get a score right here and tie things up as we head into our third quarter right here. And one thing that we haven't brought up yet, there's been 4 turnovers already in this game. A little carelessness and a little questionable throws from both sides here. 2 picks for James Young and I believe just 1 for Chase Gowell. The other turnover came from a fumble. So hopefully both teams can clean it up offensively.
So that's the key. I mean, who can take care of the ball the rest of this game? Who can keep it in their hands, and who can control the time of possession? I think those are the 2 things that we're looking at here. The Wildcats have done a good job. The Wildcats' running game is probably a little bit better than the Norsemen's, but we haven't seen really anybody break out on a run.
Right, no, we haven't seen anyone really break one free for anything more than probably about 20 yards, and you kind of got to tip your cap to both defensive lines for the Norsemen and the Wildcats here, trying to break through and not allowing some of those offensive linemen to hold them back, open up a hole for either Baird or Belmonte or Ben Myers to try and break one free.
Absolutely. A couple other scores is we've got Reese Puffer 13, Zeeland East 6. Coach Cater doing some work down there with the Reese Puffer Rockets. And we got the second half kickoff, short kick to the Wildcats, and just fallen on by number 50. And we love to say number 50's name. Who is that?
That's Mr. James Cloud.
That's right. CatchMark employee getting his name called tonight. So good job, James, there. Just knocking down to his knees and catching the ball, not turning that ball over there. I think North Muskegon maybe tried to get the ball back.
Yeah, I think they did. Not a very deep, booming kick. Did give the Wildcats pretty good field position, but James Cloud went for the fair catch, ended up pulling that one in, and just what a very talented young man there.
Wildcats here. We got Isaiah split to the left, handoff to Adam Baird up the middle, breaks free a little bit, 10 yards. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Fumble by Adam Baird after a good hard run of 12 yards.
No, yeah, and Adam Baird got rocked just last quarter, and he comes back first half, and he just put his head down right back into guys looking to gain more yards, but unfortunately got it stripped away from him.
Oh, that's heartbreaking right there. That's for the Wildcats after really actually a good run, about 12 yards, and then turning the ball over. Right, I mean, first play. That's not how you write it up, and we just said that turnovers are going to be key.
Right, it's very deflating as an offense and as a team right there, and take a little bit of air out of the sidelines when you were looking to hopefully push and score first, strike first in the second half.
Maybe Adam could get one back here. He's dropping back into coverage, pass right towards him, caught right there by, I think that's number, who is that?
That's Moat.
Is it Moat? Yep, number 5. Moat catches the ball for a 6-yard gain. Just went right out of bounds. Got another score update. Whitehall must have scored again. My phone. Yep. Stratton to Boley, 48-yard touchdown. 35-0 running clock. Whew. Thank you, Bill. Young takes the ball, jet sweep to, what's his name again? Number 12, Newville. Breaks free and gets about 9-yard run.
And that was just so shifty there by Newville. He switched direction about 3 or 4 times on the jet sweep, got outside the tackle, and the cornerback thankfully kept him inside, but he was able to make a couple moves and first down Norsemen now.
Norsemen moving the ball here in the second half already. We're not even 2 minutes in. They got the ball back, and they're threatening here. Young back after the play call. Belmonte standing to his left.
He's got Moat 1-on-1.
Throwing deep to Moat down the field. Right over his shoulder. Caught inside the 10. Taken out of bounds by River Jarka. And that's a matchup right there.
Oh,
Moat's 6'5". Jarka's 5'9".
Probably more like 5'7".
Yeah, you know how you did that when you're taking your stats. I mean, come on now.
But no, you can tell James Young was looking for that right out of the gate. He was looking over there pre-snap.
He didn't look off the safety at all. He went right to Moat, and I see him going right back to it right here. Yep, and he's out of bounds. Caught it, but he's out of bounds. Good physical play. Excuse me, physical play by River Jarka there.
No, yeah, River Jarka played that one great. Was very physical with, the more physically dominating Moat, and he was able to keep them outside the pylon. So an incomplete pass, but what a catch by Moat too.
Yeah, to even fight through that and still make the catch, even though he was out of bounds. 6'5" senior Moat. 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends. Hand off to Belmonte up the middle. Met by Moore right away. And then brought down by Brassfield. And who else was in on that?
Looked like
it's like Silas Jancek.
Moore, Jancek, and Baird.
So, didn't go anywhere. No gain.
No, what a great stick by Michael Moore. I thought Belmonte was going to be able to break free for 5 yards, but what a stick.
Moore's getting some good playing time tonight, getting some action, getting a lot of tackles inside, actually. He's doing a great job.
No, I've been very impressed by how much Moore has been able to get onto the ball carrier and stop him dead in his tracks so far today.
That's probably the 3rd or 4th time that Moore's made a play there.
Yeah, at least.
Young looking, gets a snap, going back to the right, going to the end zone, out of bounds, but we have a flag on this side. I don't know if it was a false start or what, or illegal. Looks like we got a false start, North Muskegon. They're still talking about it. And here comes the official. False start on the Norse. Back them up 5 yards. So that'll be 3rd and goal now from the 13?
Yeah, from the 12 or 13.
So see if the Wildcats can get a stop here. I mean, I don't see the Vikings kicking a field goal. I think they have the kicker to do it, but I don't think they're going to kick a field goal.
No, I expect North Muskegon to go for the touchdown here, even though they are 12 yards out, and they still got a 4th down too after this.
Yep. So this is 4-down territory for the Vikings,
or
for the Norsemen here. See if the Wildcats can get a stop. Empty backfield. Plays are in. Everybody's discussing. Moat and Myers to the right. Newville and Byard to the left. Looking for the flats. Nothing there. Floats it again to the end zone. Touchdown, Norsemen. That's a tough play right there for the D-backer, the linebacker.
Yeah, that was Brassfield over there. He had to make a decision, and he probably just didn't hang on long enough, and he had to pick one, though. Young was coming over. He ended up drawing Brassfield in and just dumped it over. No backside help there.
Yeah, that's you're on an island.
Mm-hmm.
As the flats guy and the quarterback's running to you, and he's almost to the line of scrimmage, so you decide to take the run, and he flips it over your head.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen, as somebody up here looking at it that is not playing, I haven't seen Young really pull it and run. He's always looking to throw, so I might have stayed a little bit longer. Oh, and blocked extra point. That could be big in this game.
Yeah.
River Jarka comes in and blocks the extra point.
No, that could mean a lot coming up here if the Wildcats are able to string together a couple scores.
Hang on to the ball. That's key right there, right? You don't turn the ball over anymore, and we get some. I mean, Baird had 12 yards on that run. That's starting to show that maybe our big boys up front are starting to wear their big boys down.
And that's a big thing that some people just don't take into consideration, the stamina of your big boys up front. If they're able to last throughout the first and second half, it can be such a great factor in the second half if your boys can't outlast the other big boys.
Let's do another sponsor here. We'll go Durga Insurance Group. Durga Insurance Group, they look at success through a different set of lenses, placing the relationship with their clients first. Regardless of what stage of life you're in, where they're there for you each step of the way to offer you the level of insight and care you deserve. Located at 1535 Far Road, Norton Shores. Their number is 231-744-9106. Their hours are also Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Go see those guys, Jordan and Justin Durga. Thank you for your sponsorship. North Muskegon to kick it off. A little bit deeper here. Gets it to our deep man. Caught at the 25. And Baird taking it up to the 35. Where the Wildcats will start from on their own 35-yard line, trailing 20-7.
Yeah, 20-7. Down by 13 here. Decent field position. If you're the Wildcats putting one together right now, you still got a lot of time left on the clock, third and fourth quarter, but it definitely make life easier if you can get 7 right here.
This ball getting switched around here.
Hopefully this drive will be longer than one play.
That's the goal, I guess, for the Wildcats. Wildcats come up to the line. There was a little confusion on which ball to use by the officials. But now we're back up. Baird behind Gowell. Baird gets the ball, runs up the middle. Big hole, gets outside, and he is going. See if anybody can catch him from behind, and he is brought down inside the 15 by number 2, Belmonte. Caught him from behind, but Baird busting it up the middle.
Wow, and it was probably the same exact play call as last possession, last drive, and Baird just broke the one free, and he made a little outside move into the secondary, able to break free. Belmonte went for the strip at the end, but just about 12 yards left here for the Wildcats.
Good big hole up the middle. You could see that happen. And like I said, I think the line for the Wildcats might be wearing out those guys up front for the Norsemen. They probably just don't have the subs. We've been subbing in people. They don't have the subs. They're playing both ways.
And if the Wildcats can get going like they get that run game going, it could set up the pass game as well.
Well, and then it's ball control too. Ball control as well. So here what we got. Gowell back. Baird behind him, handoff to Baird up the middle again. Misses a tackle, missed in the backfield, and gets to the 7-yard line where he's brought down by, I believe, number 66. And number 12, Newell. So that guy's everywhere, but I think he's playing safety at this point too.
Yeah,
so.
But I'm just so impressed by the toughness of Adam Baird right now. I thought he was going to be out for the game after that hit, but he's going right into defenders right now.
He's running a little angry.
Yeah,
which is good to see, actually. And he's mad at himself for turning the ball over those couple times, I think. So Gowell pointing, handoff, Baird up the middle, and he's carrying Norsemen right down inside the 5. Are they going to give him the first down? Doesn't look like it. It's going to be 3rd down and a yard to go. Another score update. Looks like Whitehall... Stratton TD, rushing TD again, 42-0. Woo. Woo. And then we got South Christian, 14-6 over GRCC, and Big Reds have tied it up over at Union, 21-21. Wildcats lined up, third and 1. Handoff again to Baird up the middle and nowhere to go. Norsemen knew that play was coming.
Oh yeah, I mean they've been running the same play basically. 1 first down, 2nd down, 3rd down. I think they're just a little worried about holding on to the ball here. They don't want to make a turnover in the red zone or near the goal line.
So it looks like a loss of 1 on that play, so it's 4th and 2. Wildcats definitely are going for it. You know that. They're not kicking the field goal here. They're going to go for it. They need the points. So We'll see what we got called here. Norsemen shifting the front line, flipping it. Baird behind Gowell. Gowell takes a snap, flips it to Baird on the outside, and he is met in the backfield and stopped for a loss. They pretty much blitzed the house.
No, I know. They did bring the house. There were so many men in the box for the Norsemen there, and they just had all their money set on that they were expecting a run play coming, and I don't blame them. You just ran the ball 4 downs.
Yeah, I think the play call would have worked if they didn't bring the house. I mean, they brought more than we could block, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I think at that point that would have been a nice little opportunity for a jump pass to Isaiah, maybe. But
for anybody. I mean, just the lack of aggressiveness killed the Wildcats right there due to that play calling.
Well, now they're here on defense, 1st and 10 for the Norse. Run up the middle to Belmonte, kind of conservative play inside their own 10-yard line. Gets about 4 yards on the carry. Brought down by, it looks like, French. And the Norsemen are lined back up. Wildcats are down, ready to go. 2nd and 5. Young surveying. Belmonte standing next to him on the right side. Ooh, looks like we got a little bit of movement. Back him up 5 yards. False start by the Norsemen. So that gain of 5 is now nullified. So now we're back at 2nd and 10.
Wildcats could definitely use the stop right here. We're just about more than halfway through the 3rd quarter. If Wildcats can hold the Norsemen right here and get the ball back, it'd be huge.
Young looking, surveying the defense. Back to pass, looking to his right, looking deep for Moat again. Over his shoulder,
Oh,
caught.
my goodness.
Tackled immediately, but he gained of 30.
What a throw there by James Young. He had to put that perfectly on the outside of Moat. He put it right on his right shoulder over the defender. What a throw and what a catch.
That was good defense.
Yeah,
I mean, River Jarka was there. He's just given up 6 inches.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough to defend.
Especially when the ball was put in such a perfect place for the receiver to catch it.
Absolutely.
It was so impressive.
Young back surveying, looking back. I think he's looking for Moat again, but goes out to Newville in the flats. Met by River Jarka. I think Jarka's a little upset with himself on that one. Kind of took it out on Newville.
And Newville got out thinking, what did I do to you? But he's definitely a little upset after giving up the big gain there to Moat.
Newville talking to the officials after that. Must not like something that was either said or done, but I don't know. Ref just slapped him on the back and said, play football. So, Young back to, hands off to Belmonte up the middle, big hole, but slips outside, then missed tackle by Brassfield. Gain of 6 yards. I think they're going to give him a first down on that one. Yep, first down, Norseman. But he had a huge hole up the middle. I don't know why he cut outside. I think he could have gained more than the 6 yards.
Yeah, I don't think he understood how big of a hole he had up the middle, or just didn't see it. And I think Salas Jancek probably had 50% of the reason to do with the fact that he bounced it outside.
That could be. But sometimes you take what you get.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he would have had at least 10 before he gets tackled there. But bouncing it outside, he ran straight.
Yeah, I think he was looking for the big play there when he should have took his guaranteed 10 more yards.
Young back to throw to the right, back out to Newville in the flats. Met again.
Oh, my goodness.
Michael Moore on the tackle. River Jarka goes low and gets him to kind of jump over him, and Michael Moore makes sure he knew he was there. Good tackle by Mike.
Yeah, Newville went for the side jump juke to evade Jarka there, and Michael Moore just came from the middle of the field and just laid the wood down there.
What button is that on?
Oh, that's the right stick. That's the flick.
Okay.
That's his stick.
All right. Hand off to Belmonte up the middle. Moore and Jancic. And number 76, Dylan Powers on the tackle.
It's getting physical now, getting a little chip between both teams as we wind down the third quarter here. Still just a 2-score game.
First down for the Norsemen. As they're kind of trying to do some of that ball control offense now that they're in the lead. I think they're content. They have a 2-score lead. They want more, but they don't want to turn the ball over.
Right, they're not looking for that great big play right now. Controlling the ball is going to work all right for them as they're up 2 scores here.
Man in motion, Newville, jet sweep, around the outside, and gains about 1 yard. Brought down by number, what was that, 44?
And Rodney Brassfield, too, I think.
Brody Dietz. I think Brassfield made him turn back inside, and Dietz was there to help finish it off. So let's see. Look at that. Norsemen, look at their wristbands. They're getting their play. 3 down to the right here. Let's say watch the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Young by himself in the backfield. Changing the play maybe, and then moved back. Looking to his left. Oh, he's open. But he decides to pull it down and run. And he's... Oh, gets about 3 yards, but, I mean, he had Newville right there standing there.
And the flat, yeah, but he's getting a little greedy looking for the big play.
Yeah, I don't think he ever checked down. I think he was looking for the sideline play to TJ and never looked down to Newville on the flats.
Yeah, he tried to set up that deep ball with a pump fake to the flat, even though I don't think he ever looked to the flat like you said. But Wildcats kind of turning away from bringing more pressure here and just dropping back in coverage.
The bend, not break. So we got 3rd and 4 by the Wildcats. Let's see if they dial up some pressure here because we got 5 wide outs.
Only a 3-man front.
Nope. Russian 3. Got time. Kind of a screen pass to Moat, and he stretches for the first down. The first down by a yard.
Wow, what a great extra effort and reach by Moat.
The stretch got him. I mean, he might have had it without the stretch, but he made sure he got it with the stretch.
That was impressive.
So, subbing some of the front line in. We're not getting any pressure on that front line Russian 3 right now. So
no, and we had success when we did.
Yes. But you're leaving your D-backs on an island, I guess. So it's a catch-22, if you want to say that. We got 3 split, and he's moving his receivers around, telling them to play here. See what they got. Belmonte in the backfield. Young takes a snap, looks to his left. Nothing there. He's looking. He's still sliding left. Tries to throw it over Brassfield. And
is it
caught?
Goodness, yes, it is.
Caught by Newville. Wow. Right under Brassfield's arm. Brassfield had coverage and was all over him.
Oh, yeah, he did. And I think, yeah, what a great catch there. I think that was actually number 8, Ben Myers.
Was it Myers?
On the catch. But
it was Myers.
You were right. He was completely blanketed. And it just went right underneath Brassfield's arm, and he just dropped to his knee to make that catch Myers did.
Yep, 1st and 10 for the Norsemen at the, it's at the 10, it looks like. So 1st and goal. Young's back, hands the ball off to Belmonte up the middle, kicks it out to the right, and touchdown. Stretched over that goal line to get the touchdown. 10-yard run for Belmonte here to cap off the 3rd quarter. We got minute 16 to go, but good run by Belmonte.
What a great run, and the ball carrier vision was impressive there as he bounced out to the outside. That'll be his 2nd touchdown of the game as he's now. That was only his 10th carry on the game, too.
How many yards does he have?
That'll make it just about 45.
Really? Okay.
So not
that's
a lot
good.
on the ground.
That's decent fantasy stats. I'm going to say that. So
yeah, I'd still start him as like my 2nd or 3rd running back.
He's got 16 and a half points. I'm good. The extra point is up and good by Jack Ernie.
No, yeah, if we were talking fantasy, I probably would have drafted James Young number 1 overall as a quarterback.
I don't know. If we're going to go in West Michigan Conference, I think I'm taking Stratton.
Oh, yeah, there's Stratton too, or Hunter Hogan.
I don't know. I think I'm taking Stratton all day long.
Really?
I'll take Stratton all day long because he runs too for touchdowns. So.
Well, so does Hogan.
Yeah, but the Ridge finally got on the board 42-8. So with 4 minutes left to go. Oof. So that's why I take Stratton. Yeah, let's go into our next sponsor here, Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema and Sarah Reel. They're a gold sponsor for us. Green Ridge Realty agents Chris Dykman and Sarah Real, local real estate experts with a multitude of expert experience who have local roots and are community focused. They are located at 323 East Colby Road in Whitehall, Michigan, 49461. Their phone number is for Sarah, 231-730-0934. Just thank you again for your sponsorship. And it looks like another tie ball game. South Christian Grand Rapids Catholic Central 14-14. Schoolcraft 12. Muskegon Catholic 10. So we got a lot of scores rolling in. Another pooch kick. And fair caught by number 10, Osborne. So seems like the kicker, we watched him warm up at, I thought he was going to be able to put it in the end zone, but they haven't really tried to kick it deep.
No, I know. I agree. He was booting it pretty far in the warm-ups. I don't understand what's happening now, but Wildcats pretty decent field position. I feel that if they're going to have any chance of bringing this thing back, they got to score on this drive.
They have to score. Down 20 points right now. They're critical possessions now, and you got to score a little quicker. You can't take a 5-minute drive. Deep down the sideline to Olsen. I think he's just going to outthrow him. Yep, by about 3 yards. Just missed him. Olsen couldn't get the release after about 7. He got a good release, but it took a little bit, and the timing pattern just didn't get there.
Yeah, that was a little more of a prediction than a reaction from Chase Gall on that throw. And he did put it in a good spot, but since it was more of a prediction throw, it was outside the outstretched hands of Paul Olsen there.
Yep, it was just a timing route, and Olsen just couldn't get off of the D-back quick enough. So,
and we haven't seen a single second half reception from Isaiah Atchison, or I don't think Paul Olsen either.
Gowell hands it off up the middle to Baird. Baird spun down by number. I think that was a late hit by number 66, or is that 65?
65, Sam Gallo.
Sam Gallo spun him down, but I saw a Wildcat go flying over the pile and no call. I don't know. I didn't see what happened, but all I saw is one of the guys wearing blue in the air, and a lot of hands in the air. Like, what was that? Mm-hmm. So Baird cramping up, I think, right now.
Hopefully, just a cramp.
53 seconds here to go in the third quarter. We got time, I guess, with the injury to do another sponsor. We can do Big Stone Therapies. Big Stone Therapies is dedicated to providing excellent in rehabilitation services by optimizing health and function for families and businesses within their communities through caring, hands-on healing. Located at 9219 Water Street, Montague, Michigan, 49437. Their phone number is 231-893-6655. Their hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5:30 p.m. and Friday, 8 to 4:30 p.m. Thank you for your sponsorship. Once again, we are brought to you by North Grove Brewers. Hopefully all those guys down there are enjoying the live stream, the Whitehall Oak Ridge game and our game here. We also got Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance Group, Green Ridge Realties, Chris Dykema and Sarah Real, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, and Coldwell Baker, Dave Dusenberry. Thank you for your sponsorship.
Unfortunately, I think it might actually be an ankle injury for Adam Baird as he limps out onto the sideline.
All right, he's off the field. We got Michael Moore in the backfield behind Gowell now. Baird is limping a little bit. We'll see what they do if they tape him up or go run up the middle to Moore. Tough run by Moore. He's carrying 2 Norsemen. Good run by Moore. I think they better give him that spot because that should be a first down all day long because he carried 2 Norsemen. Carried number 7, A.J. Larkin. And I wasn't sure who the other one that came off the bottom of that pile was. I just didn't catch the number.
No, but as we wind down the third quarter here, Wildcats only 7 points on the board, and we talked about that before the game. Wildcats' inability to score in the past few games, and they're going to have to put some points up in a hurry.
And been in the red zone.
Right.
2 times and came away with nothing. Hand off again to Moore. Same play, snuffed out by the Norseman. I think that's number 12. No.
Well, I think that's actually number 22 is Austin
22.
Cook.
Austin Cook.
That's
Is
bringing
it?
the ball out of the backfield. Yeah.
Oh, it is Cook out of the backfield.
Michael Moore's been lining up wide while Cook's been running the ball these past 2 plays. So Cook.
32 was on the tackle there. Drew Bartos.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the Norsemen leading 27-7 over your host Wildcats.
Gonna have to put up points in a hurry.
We just got a thank you from the guys down at North Grove Brewers, thanking us for doing a good job of bringing the live feeds to them. They greatly appreciate it. And go see those guys. Spend your money locally and support local businesses. They do a great job and great family fun atmosphere. So we'll go into another sponsor here too. We got Grieve Law, West Michigan joint divorce attorneys here. Grieve Law PLC offers affordable legal services for estate planning, probate, and trust administration, Medicaid eligibility. Check out their new product, which is West Michigan Joint Divorce at WMJointDivorce.com. Spouses cooperate with attorney to seek resolution. You know the outcome. Settle your divorce before you begin. Less stress, less arguing, flat fees. We are willing to help people in and out of the office. Our services are client focused, and we are transparent with each process from start to finish. We advocate for our communities and for our clients. As we got a penalty right off the bat on the first play. Looks like a false start by the Wildcats. Grieve Law is located at 2320 Lake Avenue in North Muskegon, Michigan, 49445. Their phone number is 571-0757. Backed up the Wildcats 5 yards. False start, 2nd and 15. High snap, brought down by Gowell, handed off to Austin Cook. I think he's still carrying the ball. Mm-hmm. And he gained maybe a yard.
Yeah, just very conservative play calling here from the Wildcats while down 20 with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and hopefully they start to open it up here in the fourth quarter.
We got a final from Oak Ridge, 42-8, Whitehall Vikings. So that's a big game right there for the Vikings. That's I don't know if there's anybody else in the Lakes Conference that's going to touch Whitehall.
No, not at all.
Man. Got old back. 4 wide receivers. Fake handoff. Leaking to his right. Looking for Atchison down the middle of the field. Up and caught.
Oh,
he just got mossed. Went up over. Who was that? That was Jakari Edwards.
Yeah.
And just mossed him.
And that's exactly what you needed, the spark plug for the offense right now. The main focal point of the offense all game has been Adam Barrett. He's had 111 yards, but Isaiah Atchison finally with a big reception.
And you know what? Gowell just threw it up and go make a play, dude. And he did. That was awesome. That was good play. He threw it into double coverage, but he trusted his guy. So Gowell back now, takes a snap, hands it off to Cook. Oh, no, Gowell keeps it around the edge. Not any blockers, but he's cutting back against the grain and brought down after a gain of 5, I believe. Yep, brought down by... Who is that? Their numbers aren't very big. I can't tell. I'm sorry. They don't stand out from their jerseys either very well. The white jerseys with the navy blue numbers with a yellow outline do not stand out. Sorry, whoever that was on the tackle. Gowell takes a snap, hands the ball off to Cook in the middle. He breaks a tackle. He's got the first down and carrying defenders inside the 10.
Wow.
First down, Wildcats. First and goal from the 7.
Cook's been very impressive in his few carries that he's had, just barreling through Norsemen.
Baird trying to walk off either the cramp. They didn't tape his ankle back.
Yeah,
up,
they did tape
it. Oh, they
it.
did? They took a shoe off and taped it over. But he's trying to run it off, see if he can get back in there. But Cook doing a good job. I mean, that front line's showing its strength right now. Because Baird had 111 yards before we get to that. So Cook up the middle, hit it immediately, but still gains at least a yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
That end was coming around fast, and Gall probably could have kept that one and tucked it around the outside. But it was probably just a designed run for Cook as he only gets a yard.
It's the read option's a tough thing for a high school quarterback. You got to be a stud to do that. So no, if it was a read option and you gave it to the running back, that's fine. All right, see what Gowell does. Maybe that if that end keeps doing that, maybe the play call up in the booth, they saw it too. So we'll see if he keeps doing that. Lining up tight formation. Cook to his right. Gowell takes a snap. Low snap. On the run. Throws it and broken up by number 8. Myers in the end zone. Play was thrown to Olsen right over the goal line.
Yeah.
So we got 3rd and 7.
Ben Myers sacrificing some height to Paul Olsen, who we haven't heard much of, unfortunately, in the second half. And that ball was a little inside. The ball needed to be more outside for Paul Olsen to grab it. So Olsen playing more defense than offense on that one. Thankfully, not a turnover.
9:01 to go here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and goal for the Wildcats from the 7-yard line. Gowell taking the snap. Looking for a little jump pass to Isaiah Atchison. And, I thought... Couldn't see the ball, but I thought he caught it just outside of his reach. 4th and goal from the 7. He was open.
Yeah, he was.
He was open. He wasn't open when the ball got thrown, but he was open after that.
Let's talk more about that. That jump ball is more of a hopefully you're open throw, a little bit more of a prediction than a reaction, but just outside of Atchison.
I go right back to it.
Me too.
But that could be why we're not calling the plays. And we're in here.
The run really hasn't worked, though.
Not down here.
No.
They pinch and throw everybody in the box. Mm-hmm. So here we go again. Same play to Isaiah. Oh, just outside of his reach. Turnover on downs. Looks like the Wildcats were looking for maybe a hold. But didn't get it.
No.
First and 10 for the Norsemen from the 7-yard line.
That's probably a throw you'd rather miss short because you got Atchison's catch radius to work with on that one.
Exactly. You don't throw it into the corner. You throw it short so he can jump and get it.
Right, just like he did, which is the reason why we were down here in the first place.
I'm half tempted to send that one into Monday Night Football, so we can get on here and and Randy Moss can say you got Moss. So, hey. That's what we're here for. Your entertainment. Hand off to Belmonte. Got a little hole out there and gets out over the 10-yard line to about the 14 before he's brought down by Moore. Oh, looks like we got an injured Wildcat holding his wrist right now. Mm-hmm. We got also Rodney Brassfield holding his wrist and an injured Norseman cramping up.
On the cramp.
What do we got cramping up? I can't see his number laying down. I don't have binoculars. I'm too cheap for binoculars.
That was 52.
52.
Snoop Bridgeford.
It's a solid name.
That is a solid name.
Could tell what his parents listen to for music. Saying.
Some country fans, or
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep.
Maybe some Jason Aldean. Maybe they get down with Chris Stapleton. I don't know.
Yep.
Just a feeling.
Mm-hmm. We'll go with that for our younger viewers. Young Beck hands it off to Belmonte up the middle. Oop. I think he's got enough for the first down, but tackled met there, I think, again by Moore, and then helped out by Silas Jancic. And this also hurts us when Baird's out too, because he's a solid linebacker for us. So
yeah,
he's trying to get back on the field right now. He's working with the trainer and going, look, I can run, I can cut, and I don't know, I see it.
No, yeah, I've been in that position before, trying to prove the trainer that you can play.
He can't play right now. Not what I'm seeing.
No.
Hand off to Belmonte up the middle again. Ooh.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, Silas Jancic. Belmonte just introduced himself to Silas Jancic. Or the other way around.
No, I think it was mutual.
I'm not sure who won that, but yeah.
No, he ran into Silas Janslik, and it was like Silas was taken aback by the fact that he ran at him that hard. They bounced off of each other. But Rodney Brassfield is really in pain down there.
Yeah, something with his wrist or elbow. He's holding that wrist, his left wrist, but he's not coming out.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't either. Warrior mentality, right? Cut it off.
Oh, no, you're better
Sew it
than
on
me.
later.
You're better than me. When I'm down 20, I want to come out.
Yeah. So if you sign up to do something, do it to the best of your ability.
That's very true.
So that's what I tell my kids. If you're going to do it, do it 100% all the time.
Right.
And another run there. I think Brass, is that Jansik that just missed the tackle, but he's getting up slow too. Brought down by 44. Brody Dietz. And I think here comes Brassfield out.
Finally.
And I don't think it was his choice.
No, he is in such obvious pain.
But yeah, at this point now, I mean, yeah, you want to stop 3rd and 1. You want your boys on the field, but if you can't use your one arm, you might as well come off because you're not helping them any.
Yeah, a lot of wear and tear on the Wildcats tonight. Some key players.
Young back, quick throw out to the flats, caught by Newvell, first down, and then not much after that. Maybe 2 yards after the first down. Good little play for a first down. Quick out because Wildcats brought some pressure from the backside.
Yeah, unfortunately, weren't covering the flats when it was 3rd and short.
Let's see what we got. If we got any more updates for scores from my favorite app, Score Stream. We'll go into it. We got Fremont 30, OV 16 in the 4th quarter. Another handoff up the middle to Belmonte. Gain of about 7. That was a big carry.
Yeah, he just keeps churning and pushing and stomping his feet, and he just keeps gaining yards with the help of a decent push from the offensive line.
Ravenna 56-14 over Hesperia in the 4th quarter. We got Reese Puffer 20, Zeeland East 12 in the 4th quarter. Leadington 31, Manistee 21 in the 3rd quarter. Youngbeck surveying 4 wide receivers, Belmonte to his left. Their handoff to Belmonte, met in the backfield, but spins out of it, and then met by another couple or 3 Wildcats.
4 or 5.
I don't know if they ever got him down, but they blew the whistle. Hart 14-8 over Mason County Central. That's a halftime score. I'm sure that's past there. We got West Ottawa 28-7 over Grand Haven. Ooh. Go Coach Collins. South Christian 21-14 over Grand Rapids Central. Catholic Central. Shelby 20. Holton 6. 4th quarter. Be celebrating in Shelby tonight if they get 2 in a row. Young back by himself. Little hook pattern to Newvell. Breaks a tackle. Gets the first down and out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
I think that one was probably intended for Carson Moak, but
I thought so too.
Newville. I don't blame you.
Hey, man. You want
Get those
stats too. Yeah. You want stats too. Moat's name's in the stat chart. Your name's not, man. I'm getting up there. Taking that. Get it? I mean, it's all fantasy, man. Right now, there's fantasy owners right now going, I need him to get 6 more.
I would definitely take part if there was a WMC fantasy football league.
Hey, maybe we should start one.
Hey,
let's go. Write Scott to camp at CatchMark SportsNet to see if you're interested in the West Michigan Conference Fantasy Football League for next year.
Oh.
Sorry, Scott. 2nd and 10, no gain there by Belmonte up the middle. Hey, we're just trying to open up the door to new and fresh business, Yeah. Fantasy football's big, so.
Yeah, it is.
I'm in 3 leagues. How about you?
Used to be in 2. I got kicked out of 1. Now I'm just in 1, but I am a 3-time champion in the 1 league that I still am in.
Well, I play with our fearless leader, Mr. Rath, down there. I'm reigning champion of the league from last year. Just want to let you know that. I've only been in the league 3 years.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah, right. Oh, we just got a penalty on the sideline. Looks like maybe a little extracurricular activities. Stopping the clock. There's a pass out to the outside. I think it was to Newville, and then a gang of tacklers. And I don't know if the whistle just kept blowing and then somebody got thrown down or what. I don't even see the flag. Oh, yeah. What do they call him? What did you call?
I think it might have been a late hit.
Well, it looked like he chopped his arm, like personal foul, but then didn't say anything after that. That's all they said. That's all he did.
And Coach Dennis looking for an explanation.
Yeah, like, hey, what was the personal foul? I mean, is it a late hit? Was it a... Dennett's about 15 yards on the field right now asking for an explanation. Well, hey, just let us know what the play is. What's going on? Who was it? I don't know if he got the explanation you wanted to hear, but he walked back, so... We got 3:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. North Muskegon kind of just flexing right now, just running the clock out. Just standing here, waiting for the play clock to get wind down. Hands up, 10 seconds to go. They're going to hold it and snap the ball at the end. 5, yep. Hand off to Belmonte up the middle. Breaks it outside. Oh, that might be Meyer. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Almost broke it free. Shirt tackle from the backside.
Paul Olson with that horse collar tackle.
Yeah, it wasn't a horse collar. He grabbed his shirt, but he didn't come up on his legs, so we're good.
Still an impressive tackle.
Okay, he brought him down. I thought Meyer was going to break free there.
Mm-hmm.
First down for the Norsemen at the 15.
Knocking on the door once more.
2:53 to go. This is exactly where I can't see, so I apologize. They're waiting for that play clock to wind all the way down. Plays in. Linemen are still standing up. 10 seconds. Now they're down. Snap the ball at 5. Here we go. Back to throw. Going over to Moat. Up high. Jump ball. Intercepted by River Jarka. What are they going to call? They're not calling. No signal. They just signaled it off as incomplete.
Oh. Great defense by Jarka, though.
I don't know if he has the ball. I mean, I can't see it. I got a big post in my way. But
no, Jarka did come down with it.
And got up holding the ball.
And pointing in the other direction.
And then the refs decided, nah. So it's 2nd and 10. Norseman handed the ball off up the middle. Oh, no, keeper, Young, and Brassfield's there to bring him down for a loss. Didn't hear that enough tonight.
No, unfortunately not. There's been some pretty good protection against Brassfield. But he has had his fair share of getting back into the backfield, getting some tackles for loss, some sacks.
2:16 to go. We got a timeout here, I think, by the Wildcats.
No, but you're right. Wish you would have hit it. Wish you would have heard his name a little bit more in the backfield.
3rd down and 15. 27-7. Norsemen over the Wildcats. Again, just thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you for all the score updates from our friends down there at North Grove Brewers. Sorry, just got a text from North Grove Brewers. So, which, thank you, Bill. Read my mind. Our main sponsors tonight are North Grove Brewers with their the full game live streams, both our Game of the Week and our Wildcat broadcast tonight. Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance, Green Ridge Realty, Chris Dykema, Sarah Real, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Coldwell Bankers. Just appreciate all of you and everything that you guys do for the community that we live in. And we're getting down here, 3rd down. Young back. I think Belmonte right behind him. Hand off to Belmonte. Missed tackle in the backfield. Gains of about 5 yards. Gives it to 4th and 10. I don't know who was that missed him in the backfield.
Oh, I'm
see
not
it?
sure.
I didn't see it. just missed him. I mean, he just slid off of his heels. I think it might have been 72. Joseph Winkleman. He was in the backfield right away. That would have been a big play. He gets that stop. So 2:07 to go. Wildcats down to 1 timeout, trying to save some time, see if they can get back, get in their 2-minute offense and maybe score a couple touchdowns. But I almost feel like this one's a little out of reach.
Yeah, stopping the clock here with a timeout. I like it, trying to stay competitive, but scoring 20 points in 2 minutes is going to be a tall task, especially when you've only had 7 all night.
And like you said, we've had a little issues of scoring as of late, and it's proved itself and reared its ugly head again tonight. Oh, looks like the Norsemen are going to try a field goal. So here's our 30-yard field goal that our fearless leader thinks he can kick. That's a 31.
Yeah.
32-yard field goal, but here we go. It's up, and it is no good, but plenty of leg.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I don't know where that's been on the kickoffs.
he kicked that farther than he's kicked the kickoffs.
No, I don't understand.
So turnover on downs, 2:02 to go, 27-7 here in the fourth quarter, Montague High School.
I mean, and you think about tonight, you thought the Wildcats, didn't do a terrible job at containing James Young, but he still had 263 yards and a touchdown, and another touchdown on the ground.
Wow, what's his completion percentage right now? Do we have that?
He's 24 for 31.
He hasn't missed many.
No,
he hasn't missed many, but they've also been the short passes have been wide open too.
Yeah, that's a 77% completion rate.
Wow.
Percentage.
That's a sophomore there, folks. Gowell outside to Moore. Pitch and catch for a gain of 5. Moore wide open. Gains 5. Runs out of bounds. Stops the clock. 2nd and 5.
Brent Rath texted me. He claims he'd make that all day long.
Told you.
For the sake of my job,
Gowell,
I might agree.
Gowell across the middle to Isaiah Atchison. Here we go. We got a big play up across the 40 to Atchison. Atchison's got to close it in on 100 yards.
Yeah, every single time he's caught the ball, it's been for 15-plus yards.
First down for the Wildcats at the 40-yard line, 41-yard line. Clock just starts to run at 150. Gowell's getting ready to snap. Here's the snap. Rolling to his right. Out to the flats. Nobody home. Olsen was not there. Short. It's okay. Stops clock. 2nd and 10. Get a play call in. Get something down. I'd probably be looking something towards Atchison's way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe rolling.
Even if it is a jump ball.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 3 receptions for 79 yards right now.
Okay. So that's pretty good. Pretty good stats right there. 3 catches. Going right to Olsen. Oop, just off his fingertips. It's been a rough night for Olsen tonight.
Mm-hmm. He's only been targeted about 4 or 5 times, and he might have 1 reception.
And all the passes have either been high or behind him. So
just outside of his catch radius.
Yeah. And he's a good player. He's a good player.
Yes.
I mean, you can see a little bit of frustration getting up there. Going back to the...
Oh, excuse me, Isaiah just updated. He has 4 receptions for exactly 100 yards.
Oh, so 25 yards per catch. That's pretty good. Going up deep. Here's the jump ball to Atchison down the sideline. Oh, he short-armed it. I think he could have caught that.
Probably.
I think he kind of pulled his arms back a little bit thinking he was going to get hit.
That was a beautifully placed ball, though, by Chase Gall.
It was. 4th down and 10 now. 1:34 to go. What do you do?
I guess you got to go for it. Got to throw the ball.
Well, you're throwing the ball no matter what, I think, here. But look who's back in the game at running back.
Adam Baird found his way back into the game somehow.
I think he tricked the trainer.
I think he snuck in with nobody watching.
Snap. Baird. Fake. Play action. Catch. Breaks a tackle. Osborne short of the first down. Turnover on downs. Just short.
Good fight by Osborne, but
he broke one tackle. Thought maybe he could get it, but just couldn't get to the yard to gain. Just short by, I would say, about a yard. Good catch. So North Muskegon gets the ball back with 1:26 to go. I don't see a lot of. There's no time. One timeout left by the Wildcats. I don't see him calling another timeout.
no, probably just gonna be some Denny Belmonte.
It's like Belmonte's 10 yards off the ball right now. Young looking for his other lineman. I guess he doesn't want to get hit. Dude's like, I don't want to play anymore. I think he's just going to take a knee. And he is. And that's a loss of 6 yards.
Yeah, that's a deep knee.
Well, when you never go under center, it's hard to take a knee 1 or 2 yards behind the line. Which is the downfall of college and high school offenses. They don't know how to take a snap under center. They just don't. Watch a college team, and when these guys are talking about the pros, they're like, well, he's never been under center in his life. Well, you're going to have to in the pros. Stick your hand up under there. It's fine. And another 6-yard loss, or 7. That goes on his stats, by the way. I'm just saying that. Those are rushing losses right there. So whatever he had, he has just lost 12 yards in rushing by taking a knee. And the fans are starting to exit the stadium. Obviously, we got 24 seconds to go. They don't have to snap they don't even need to snap the ball again. This game is over. 27-7. Norsemen get a big victory, and that'll be the 3rd win for the Norsemen over the Wildcats in 23 years.
Wow. And such a big one, and they talked about how important this would be for them as they stay undefeated in conference play, and the Wildcats have now dropped 3 straight.
3 straight with 4 total.
Yeah.
So they that brings up a big one for the Wildcats against Oak Ridge. I mean, everything's a must-win now for the Wildcats.
Absolutely, especially if they're trying to crack that playoff spot.
So let's go. Can you update us on stats for these guys?
Yeah, James Young ended up ending the game 24 for 31. Obviously, he probably ended at just about flat 0 for rushing yards because of those last few plays, but ended with 263 yards in the air, a touchdown on the ground and in the air for him. Denny Belmonte was the rushing leader for the Norsemen, 15 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. But Carson Moat was the receiving leader for the Norsemen, 7 receptions, 79 yards, and for the Wildcats, you didn't see such great stat lines. Chase Gall, 7 for 23 for only 125 yards. Adam Baird, 20 carries for 111 yards and a touchdown, though, and Isaiah Atchison was the story in the air for the Montague Wildcats. Out of Chase Gall's 7 completed passes, 4 of them went to Atchison for 100 yards flat. So, once again, the North Muskegon offense ended up coming through in the end.
Absolutely, and you knew he was going to test those defensive backs all night long. He actually went underneath a little bit more than I thought. I thought he would try to take advantage of the youth on the corner, but he went underneath and just started picking them apart. Looks like Muskegon Catholic comes back to win over Schoolcraft 16-12. South Christian 28-21 with 5 minutes left in that game. And then we'll go to see a couple more scores before we exit here. Appreciate you guys listening again, and this is CatchMark SportsNet. We'll go to some scores. Reese Puffer 20-12 over Zeeland East in the 4th quarter. Fremont 30, Orchard View 16. Mona Shores 34-6 over Zeeland West. Fruitport 33-6 over Spring Lake. Manistee 21, Ludington 45. West Ottawa 35-14 over Grand Haven in the 3rd quarter there. Hart 22, Mason County 8 in the 4th quarter. We got Shelby 20-6 over Holton right now in the 4th quarter. Muskegon Big Reds 43, Union 21. And Oak Ridge, as I said earlier, 42-8 final over Oak Ridge. Hesperia came back a little bit. Ravenna 62, Hesperia 30. Good night again. Thank you again, Tate, for everything you do, and letting all these people here in the local area hear those pipes of yours. When's basketball start?
basketball for MCC.
Yes.
We have our first practice on Monday officially. It's been all conditioning, but the real games aren't going to start till the second week in November.
Awesome. I wish you nothing but luck. And again, thank you to our sponsors again. North Grove Brewers, Van Dyke Mortgage, Foundation Systems of Michigan, Durga Insurance, Greenridge Realty, Big Stone Therapies, Grieve Law, Scheid Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Coldwell Banker, Dave Dusenberry. We appreciate all of you. And this is Bill O'Connell, Tate Stein, signing off from CatchMark SportsNet. Thank you.
Thank you.